Hello, good morning. Thank you for joining us for the morning news. That will bring you the latest updates. You can also catch us live. We're talking about TV3 Ghana. More importantly, we'll also get to know the latest updates of all the news roundup. And then after that, we'll bring you TV3 Newday and top on our lineup. Pressure Group intensifies effort to educate citizenry and also mark the efforts to reduce voter buying. Government announces new framework for acquisition of state lands. We'll bring you the details as this new lifting of the directive also has implications for many other related subjects on the narrative. Education Ministry is ordering a swift probe into an attack on teachers at OWAS. We'll bring you the latest updates.
In Ghana, we don't just watch athletics, we feel it. From inter-house heats to international meets, the speed, the grit, the leaps, the photo finishes, broken records, the moments that seal your breath and make strangers hug like family. This May, Africa's big...
by widespread vote buying and inducement. Democracy Hub is seeking the declaration that the primaries did not conform to the democratic principles as enshrined under Article 55(5) of the 1992 Constitution. It also wants the court to rule that the NDC's decision to uphold the result, despite its own fact findings of monetization, is also unconstitutional and in breach of the Political Parties Act. It continues. The group also is challenging the Electoral Commission, arguing that the EC acted inconsistently with its own constitutional mandate by accepting the nomination of a candidate who emerged from what it describes as a compromise process. Among the reliefs being sought is an order of certiorari to quash the EC's decision recognizing Baba Jamal as a validly nominated candidate for the by-election. Democracy Hub is also seeking for an order of mandamus directing the EC to refuse to accept or act on that nomination unless a fresh primary is conducted in line with democratic principles. The Ministry of Education has directed the Ghana Education Service to expedite investigations into recent attacks on teachers at the West Africa Senior High School, WAS. According to the ministry, the investigations are expected to be concluded within the next 2 weeks to ensure that those responsible are brought to justice and to restore calm and order within the academic environment. Labour Affairs correspondent Daniel Opoku has more on the story.
Attacks on teachers across the country appear to be escalating, raising fresh concerns about safety within Ghana's schools. Just last year, a group of students in Kede assaulted a teacher over claims that he had prevented them from copying during the WASSCE examinations. Following public outcry and comments by President Mahama, the Ghana Police Service arrested the students, who were prosecuted and fined. On February 13, 2026, a similar incident occurred at West African Senior High School WAS, where a student is alleged to have mobilized thugs to attack teachers on campus. The incident has since sparked widespread anger among Ghanaians and education stakeholders, with many calling for the immediate arrest and prosecution of those involved. Vice President of the Pre-Tertiary Teachers Association of Ghana, PRETAC, Adokwe Awuli, is urging the police to act swiftly to deter future attacks.
These are hooligans. I mean, you invade a school and attack teachers with clubs. I mean, no. I mean, they should have been arrested by now. And the right thing, I don't know what the police is doing. That is why I'm saying that there is a need for us to come up with a strong statement. We want to hear something from the ministry, from GES, from the president, if the president has to speak again. Because, yes, we can go on strike. We can decide to not to work again, but for how long? Because we will go back again.
Meanwhile, the press secretary to the Minister of Education, Hashimin Mohammed, says the Ghana Education Service has commenced investigations, assuring that prosecution of the perpetrators will begin in earnest once inquiries are concluded.
In areas that all these issues have happened, both the PTA and then the school management have been engaging themselves to look at the possible ways to address it, whilst the Ghana Education Service, with support from the Ministry of Education, also collaborate that to give them the needed support to be able to find solution to this issue. I've heard about it. The Ghana Education Service is on it. Investigations are ongoing, and when the investigation establish the real culprits, they will be dealt with.
The Pre-Tertiary Teachers Association is also proposing the establishment of a special fund to support teachers who suffer assaults in the line of duty.
Measures must be put in place. It is not just about compensation in terms of monetary compensation, no, or a monetary support, an allowance, but there is the need for us to have a structured policy, a structured statement. Something should be put down, because we realize that now GES cannot do anything about it. Ministry cannot do anything about it. It's still occurring. So there is a need for us to come up with a strong statement, a strong policy.
The Education Ministry says it is open to considering the proposal as part of broader efforts to protect teachers and restore discipline in schools.
That once those proposals are coming, it raises the discourse, and when it raises the discourse, higher authorities will then come in and then look at the merit and demerit of it, and then as to whether government will be able to finance that. I think if the merit outweighs the demerit, why not? Because leaders are put in place to solve problems, and if that proposal is very feasible, government will step in, or the Ministry of Education will step in to look at that and then find ways of addressing that.
Also remaining in education, as members of the Colleges of Education Teachers Association of Ghana, CTAC, have suspended their 3-month-long strike action. CTAC says members are going back to the lecture halls because government has released funds to settle key outstanding arrears.
For close to 3 months, classrooms in the colleges of education stood still, with lecture halls left quiet and empty. The strike disrupted the academic calendar, leaving thousands of trainee teachers in limbo. But on Monday, February 16, 2026, that came to an end.
Our principals were called for check at GTech. So after they went for the check, so council decided to meet on that to find out the way forward considering the strike. So we realized that out of the 5 petitions we gave out, 3 have been met, and the 2 are currently with National Labour Commission.
The strike, which began on November 24, 2025, was triggered by what CTAG described as government's failure to implement an arbitral award by the National Labour Commission more than 2 years ago. Now CTAG has called the action off. Students at the Accra College of Education say class is back in session, although they are a few weeks short of studies for the semester.
Classes started today at 7 a.m. Yes, so classes are ongoing. The students have been on campus for like a week now before CTAG released the communique that the strike was cancelled. Things are back to normal. Everything is as it is supposed to be. The number of weeks that they were supposed to be on campus has been reduced to 9 weeks. At the normal sense, they were supposed to be on campus for 13 weeks. That's for a semester. But now it is reduced to 9 weeks, and they will also need to write exams. So now the fear is that will they be able to cover up everything they're supposed to learn before the due date.
We went on break during the December, but the strike started November. Yes, December around 12. Then now we are resuming in this February. We are at the house, and they gave us dates. Then the time was almost up. Then they postponed again. Then February we are now in school.
Although the association describes government's response as a step in the right direction, the matter is not entirely over. 2 key issues remain unresolved and are currently before the National Labour Commission. The unresolved issues are the outstanding 2022-2023 book and research allowance arrears, which CTAG insists must be paid on a pro rata basis, and concerns over the alleged downgrading of experienced tutors with master's degrees.
The death toll has risen to 6 following a scramble of 54,000 litres of fuel from a capsized tanker from over the weekend. The Ghana National Fire Service's investigations point to a forceful attempt to siphon fuel from the overturned tanker, which then triggered the spark that ignited the fire.
7 others are currently receiving medical treatment and are battling to survive severe burns sustained in Saturday's incident on the Nsawam-Adweju Highway. The Eastern Regional Fire Service Commander, DCOP Timothy Osafo Efum, has cautioned residents and the general public to desist from illegal siphoning fuel from over 10 tankers, warning that such actions pose grave danger to lives and properties.
When a tanker falls, that is not the time to cash in. Because in the first place, what you are doing is illegal. It is stealing. And so it's against the rules and laws of this country. So when a tanker falls, it's not the time for anybody to go around. There could be explosion, there could be fire as occurred on Saturday. Even this one, we were fortunate because of the time that the incident happened. If it were to be daybreak, we would have had a lot of people going to siphon, and that would have spelled a lot of serious issues at hand for us. Anytime a tanker falls, please stay away. Call the fire service and the police to be there to ensure that the place is safe for.
Now, away from this, the minority leader, Alexander Penyomakin, has reiterated the need for government to immediately release funds for the payment of cocoa farmers. The Futu lawmaker argues that despite the economic crisis faced by the administration of Adodankwe Kufuado, it did not relent in paying matured coupons under domestic debt exchange program and public sector wages. Addressing members of TESCON, Apenyo Markin maintained that the state must equally honor its financial obligations to its farmers.
I from nowhere. Monsieur, world market price, BB, and you know, I'll be lie. And you know, what so for the first time in the history of Ghana, cocoa equafo, omo price per bag, yateso. Ebin sida. It has never happened. Even during Gold Coast, when the colonial masters attempted to do politics with cocoa, if you recall the history of NLM, Asante Hine Chame Bafo Oseyakoto, go and read. He took the matter up with cocoa farmers because he himself was a cocoa farmer and fought the colonial government. That he NTSS modi e cocoa England. Even then, our colonial masters respected the cocoa farmers. Then today, our friends have money to buy presidential jets, but you can't find money to pay cocoa farmers. When Ghana had this economic crisis after the COVID, and by the way, everybody knows that COVID was a shakeup where over a year there was no activity. In such difficult circumstances, Akufo-Addo and his government managed to pay every public sector worker. Not a single month. And the police ni pay amba, soldier ni pay amba, teacher ni pay amba, nurse ni bi. Wa show mo ye aban adwuma nyina. Papa we and then aban make sure say busumi bia etiomka. And ahutre buy. Ahutre buy and say, oh, obi akoto investment, aban investment, or say mato bond. Ebia nipa no or the 10,000 and or the koto bond. Or expect to say busum miensentem bia no obenya interest. Ebia 2,000. The buy and say, ahutre buy no aban en fanisi nsanka capital no. Nipa nisi kateno, the government did not touch it. What the government did was on the interest. What the NDC guys call the haircut. Government negotiated that, look, we are in crisis. So please bear with us. Your principal is intact, but we want to reschedule your interest so that we could lower the interest, not your principal. Even so, we pay the hard price for it, correct? Our friend Omun TV that.
Meanwhile, the Association of Ghana Industries and its president, Kofi Nsiapoku, have made a compelling case for government to cede more control of the nation's cocoa bean processing agenda to the private sector. The call comes amid growing concerns over the inefficiency of several state-owned enterprises in the sector, many of which have struggled with undercapacity and financial losses. And he spoke on Business Focus. Already, the Ghana Cocoa Board has announced salary cuts for its executive management and senior staff as part of efforts to address ongoing liquidity challenges in the cocoa sector. A statement issued does indicate that the executive management will take a 20% pay cut, while senior staff have accepted a 10% reduction for the remaining period of 2025-2026 crop year. According to Cocoa Board, the move forms part of a broader cost-cutting strategy aimed at reducing expenditure and aligning operational costs with current revenue levels as the institution works to ease financial pressure within the industry. That's it for the morning news. Please join us. Next, we have TV3 Newday. also means that you have to get interactive. Say good morning to everybody else who has joined us. Chairman Godwin Tamaklo, the Group Chief Executive for the Raid Group. Great guy, wishing all the best for the day as well. Pai Fianku is always watching us with the household, and I also know that difficult times so far. Your husband is called Dave. He works with engineers and planners, and then Haji Nuruddin is also the lead driver for Business Mogul Ibrahim Mahama. Baba, good morning to you as well. And everybody who was sent to watch us, we're grateful. As always, please make sure you get interactive. We have TV3 Ghana, and as it is, it also means that we have to take a look at some of those important subjects we want to take a look at. First off, we will start with our This Morning segment, where we want to at least touch on that subject of continuous brutalities on teachers, but this time witnessed and recorded at the West African Senior High School. It's just right here down the road. Well, literally not just about 2 minutes away, actually just on the Adenta, the Atomic to Adenta Road. And so you get to find the West African Senior High School as well, where now it's now been confirmed with actions also going to be taken by the Ghana Education Service, they say, to forestall future occurrences of such actions where a student or students will be brutalizing or molesting or will be pouncing on their teachers unreservedly. And that has to be a subject that we need to talk about. So we want to ask you for our This Morning segment, what do you make of this phenomenon? But more importantly, how do you think that the Ghana Education Service needs to put in place and then also enforce its own guidelines to be able to curb this sort of vice that seem to be occurring very often these days in our secondary schools? And then, of course, we'll have big issues. There's the bigger subject of, you take a look at across our borders. We just about a day or two, or just from over the weekend, we had a number of our traders. They had intended to go into Burkina Faso to go buy or have imported from that country tomatoes and other edibles or perishable crops or products into the Ghana market, and then they were accosted, subsequently killed by jihadist fighters, rebels as well, on that corridor. It makes the West African corridor unsafe, but more importantly, it also means that our borders with our neighbors are porous, and leaves a big subject of insecurity for those citizens of ours who tend to commute to and fro those corridors as well. So we want to take a look at that as well, discuss that dispassionately, and then look at the efforts being made by the Ministry of Defense, the Interior, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs to be able to have some truce on that subject, and then also the sort of alliances and then efforts we're having and coordination with the various governments within the West African sub-region and around us to be able to take a look at that state of insecurity, all right? And then, of course, we have a lift on so-called, was it a ban or a moratorium on sale of public lands, and we know what the concerns had been raised about, that there's a continuous or gross disabuse of those allocations of state lands. And subsequently, now that we have the moratorium lifted, what does it mean? Is it a free-for-all? Does it mean everybody can go in and take whatever they want? And how do we make sure there is continuous regulation? And so we'll have some great people in the studio to help us do the discussions as it is. So make sure you stick and stay. Let's have some great time, and then also discuss that. And we'll bring you the latest sports headlines. Just some few months to the World Cup. The preparations are underway, but also there's the fallout from the Kumasi Asante Kotoko hosting Accra as a folk, and Nashoko has been very big on that. She was in there as well, and so please make sure you join us for sports, and then let's have some great conversations on the subject. So please join us. But in the meantime, we have This Morning segment, and the question is, how do we curb indiscipline in schools, particularly when we have students who tend to brutalize and molest teachers? How do we protect our teachers as well, and at the same time empower them to be able to instill discipline in our children? It's up next. Stay with us.
Attacks on teachers across the country appear to be escalating, raising fresh concerns about safety within Ghana's schools. Just last year, a group of students in Kede assaulted a teacher over claims that he had prevented them from copying during the WASI examinations. Following public outcry and comments by President Mahama, the Ghana Police Service arrested the students who were prosecuted and fined. On February 13, 2026, a similar incident occurred at West African Senior High School WAS, where a student is alleged to have mobilized thugs to attack teachers on campus. The incident has since sparked widespread anger among Ghanaians and education stakeholders, with many calling for the immediate arrest and prosecution of those involved. Vice President of the Pre-Tertiary Teachers Association of Ghana, PRETAG, Adokwe Awuli, is urging the police to act swiftly to deter future attacks.
These are hooligans. I mean, you invade a school and attack teachers with clubs. I mean, no. I mean, they should have been arrested by now. And the right thing, I don't know what the police is doing. That is why I'm saying that there is a need for us to come up with a strong statement. We want to hear something from the ministry, from GES, from the president, if the president has to speak again. Because, yes, we can go on strike. We can decide to not to work again, but for how long? Because we will go back again.
Meanwhile, the press secretary to the Minister of Education, Hashimin Mohammed, says the Ghana Education Service has commenced investigations, assuring that prosecution of the perpetrators will begin in earnest once inquiries are concluded.
In areas that all these issues have happened, both the PTA and then the school management have been engaging themselves to look at the possible ways to address it, whilst the Ghana Education Service, with support from the Ministry of Education, also collaborate that to give them the needed support to be able to find solution to this issue. I've heard about it. The Ghana Education Service is on it. Investigations are ongoing, and when the investigation establish the real culprits, they will be dealt with.
The Pre-Tertiary Teachers Association is also proposing the establishment of a special fund to support teachers who suffer assaults in the line of duty.
Measures must be put in place. It is not just about compensation in terms of monetary compensation, no, or a monetary support, an allowance, but there is the need for us to have a structured policy, a structured statement. Something should be put down, because we realize that now the GES cannot do anything about it. Ministry cannot do anything about it. It's still occurring. So there is a need for us to come up with a strong statement, a strong policy.
The Education Ministry says it is open to considering the proposal as part of broader efforts to protect teachers and restore discipline in schools.
That once those proposals are coming, it raises the discourse, and when it raises the discourse, higher authorities will then come in and then look at the merit and demerit of it, and then as to whether government will be able to finance that. I think if the merit outweighs the demerit, why not? Because leaders are put in place to solve problems, and if that proposal is very feasible, government will step in, or the Ministry of Education will step in to look at that and then find ways of addressing that.
Okay, so it also means that this has become the subject for a question of the day. And what do you think of this? How do you think that the Ghana Education Service, and then in collaborating with the Oversight Ministry, the Ministry of Education, could keep this and then empower the teachers to be able to instill discipline in children, and then we'll have improved teaching and learning, so to speak. So we already have callers on the line. So good morning to you. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hello. Good morning, Roland.
Good morning. Good morning.
My name is Kipechi.
Oh, Alaji.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Please go ahead.
Roland, I miss you anyway.
Oh, I'm well.
Our Kukuchi is also doing well.
She's indisposed today, under the weather. Yeah. Yes.
Okay. All right. I wish her speedy recovery. Roland, let me seize the opportunity to say good morning to Alaji Yaokondo. And then also Alaji Madi, Director for Election, National Democratic Congress. And then Mr. Emmanuel Asale Tete is the National Security Greater Accra National Security, operation. Roland, you know what?
Yes, sir. Please talk to me.
I think that there are certain things that we are missing when it comes to school administration. The reasons are so huge that we need to look into certain things that have been let out in our school calendar. Especially when this government came to power, I was so happy to hear that they were going to revisit the issue of Parent-Teacher Association syndrome. And I think that is also one factor that is missing in our disciplinary actions in school. Okay. Because there are issues today when a teacher came or punishes a student, it becomes a matter that is concerned to everybody. That why should a teacher do that? And in those days, the situation was not like that. And you could see that we are not having such records. When students today will take the law into their own hands and try to beat teachers, will let do so many things to their own as students in the classroom. And we should not forgive anybody who is in absence of this act. Because sometimes we say they are students, we should forgive them, and then it goes and then it translates into other schools, schools to doing the same thing. We should not forgive them. Once we are taking this action, they should be banned. A student should not be given any chance to any school in Ghana, not even in Ghana alone, but in the world. Because some of these things are not helping. Right.
Okay.
Thank you. When your children are in school and you are home, it becomes a headache to a parent. That what is happening to my student, what is happening to my son, my daughter. Why should we continue doing some of these things?
All right. Peter T, thank you. And always keep the messages short so that even when we want to interject and ask questions or interact, we'll be able to do that as well. Peter T calling us there. We have another caller, but already a couple of comments coming through, especially I love the ones coming from the educationists themselves, those who are teachers and work within the education sector. I'm already seeing Sherry Giovanni and then Nyasa and the rest. So I'll read those comments appropriately. But we already have another caller. Good morning. What's your name? Where are you calling us from?
Roland.
Yes, sir.
Good morning.
Good morning. What's your name?
How are you?
Oh, Alaji Bine Yoruba Shele Dasaba.
Nah, today,
nah. Go ahead. What do you make of this, Alaji? I mean, recent cases, if not over the last few years, teachers being beaten or molested or brutalized by their own students, and they can do nothing about it.
Roland.
Yes, sir.
Let me like this to Shamima and her husband and Honorable Benataya for First Deputy Speaker and lawyer, right from Nelson, the Chamakwa and Municipal Chief Executive. You see, because of indiscipline, we need to look about this because that thing is coming and becoming in the schools. Why is this thing happening? For the past years, during the 90s, did you see this thing before? Did you see that?
No, not really. I mean, it was rare. You hardly find a student beating a teacher. I mean, you cannot do that, really.
It come around. Let me tell you something. Because of the draft.
Mm-hmm. Because of the what?
Because of the draft, and they have been doing this thing. That Tramodos and the hard drafts. Why this thing happen in our schools? If you know, you go to learn. So how can you beat your teacher? Even if the teacher do anything wrong and you are not happy, you will be quiet. But how we train our students for the home? Because of that, and some of them, one person will start it, saying that let's plan this way and go and beat this teacher. Because what he do is not good.
Alaji, what do you think needs to be done to ensure that this is perhaps reduced or even stopped at all?
But do you know something?
No, I don't.
Sometimes they do it and capture the video. We need to watch the video. Each and any student who participates for this, and we need to sack that student for the school.
Okay.
Simple. That can stop that kind of stupidity in the schools.
Thank you very much. Alhaji Bini Yorubushele calling us from Savelugu. Great guy. Good morning to you. We have another caller. What's your name? Where are you calling us from?
Good morning, man. I'm very glad talking to you this morning. It's been years of trying to...
Oh, you've been trying? Okay.
I've never had a chance.
Thank you that you got through today. What's your name? Where are you calling us from, ma'am?
Please, my name is Gloria, calling from Pokwase.
Pokwase. Oh, just here. Now I'm told that the road is okay, right?
Pardon me?
I'm told the main road to Accra is okay now, so at least you can come to town without any stress.
From where? From Pokwase to my area, my URA is very bad. When you travel for once...
No, I'm not talking about your area to Pokwase. I'm talking about when you get to the main road and you're coming to, let's say, Achimota or Accra. I mean the main road, the one that is being constructed.
Yeah, with the main road, it's good. It's good.
Okay, please go ahead. And please have a bite on this subject.
Okay. Yes, with what is going on these days in the educational sector, in fact, it's a worry to me as a person. As a student that's teaching up and doing a smoke free and all that, I think years back it wasn't the same. But the power that has been taken from the teachers, that is, a teacher don't have a right to discipline a student. Even when you do that, a parent can walk to the school, can come and insult you, disgrace you because you're trying to instill discipline in a student. All these things started some years, and now the result that it comes out with, which is very bad. So what I will suggest is the teachers should be given back their authority. But then it shouldn't also be abused. These teachers should be given the right to discipline students. But it should be done in a way that will not dehumanize the students. And also, GES should be able to stand with the teachers when things of this sort happens. Because it got to a point that when you try to discipline a child and there is a misfortune, you will be left to your fate, which is very bad.
Are you an educationist yourself?
Pardon me?
Are you an educationist yourself? Do you work?
Yes.
Do you work in the sector, or do you have people who work in the sector as well? I mean, are teachers, administrators, etc.
I'm a teacher by profession, but I don't have the chance to work because I've applied and in fact, since my application hasn't been seen. Yes.
Okay, so how?
I have interest in it.
Okay, so how then do we ensure that there's discipline, one, and then two, we enforce rules? So if a student does this, then we know that, I mean, you're going to receive a sack. If a parent is supporting, then that parent also could also be facing some, maybe it's a liability or some charges or something like that. I mean...
Yes, exactly. When a student is doing this, he or she should be punished severely. And then also, if the parents are not in support of it, then that parent should take away his or her child. To set as a deterrent. Because the way we approach issues make it look like, oh, it's normal. Maybe I can be arrested for how long? And what would they do to me? I'll still get out of cell. And then the PTA must be looked at. What is the work of the PTA? When they come together, what are the things they think about? All those things must be put back in its good shape to help our children, help the workers, and the parents as well.
Okay, solid contribution. What again did you say your name is? What's your name again?
My name is Gloria.
Gloria, calling for the first time. You've been trying for tens of days, if not months or years, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay,
yes.
Gloria, we wish you all the best in Pokwase, okay? And God bless you for calling and then contributing as well. And we have another caller from Ashaiman. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. What's your name?
My name is Karim Adega.
Okay.
From Ashaiman.
Karim Adega.
Yeah.
Charlie, I love the name. Adega is your nickname or your real name?
My real name is Abdul Karim and my nickname is Adega.
Adega. Karim Adega. Which part of Ashaiman are you calling from?
Asensuba.
Oh, Asensuba. Oh, okay, great.
Yeah.
Great. So Karim, tell me, what do you think about this indiscipline? Students even beating teachers. Yes, sir.
This is non-negotiable. The students should be sacked and arrested. Simple as that. Look, how can these are the children who, after they leave school, they become thugs, because there is nothing like if I have the opportunity, I will arrest their parents. Addition to the children. How can you do this? How can you do this? Look, arrest them, sack them from the school. If you can jail them for about 6 months or 1 year. Yeah. When they come back, they will learn sense. Simple as that. I don't say much about this. Arrest them, sack them, even arrest their parents. Simple as that.
Okay. Thank you. Giving us the solution as well as to the type of disciplinary measure that needs to be instituted. Karim Adega calling us from Ashaiman, great guy as well. And now we have some messages, particularly from the educationists. So it put matters into perspective. Some of them are teachers, administrators, etc. I'll start off by giving you the message from Madam Ann. Madam Ann is a teacher. I know her personally, and so happens also to be a loyal viewer of TV3 Newday, and sends a message from Ejumakun Guest DDA Basic School A. And she's also a member of the Ghana National Association of Teachers in a local area. Strong member as well. So that's a good one. So she commences by this. The attacks on teachers, especially in senior high schools, is a concerning issue. To address this, the government could consider a multifaceted approach, like strengthening security measures in schools and providing support and protection for teachers. This is more about attitude and cultural shift. Punitive measures should also be reintroduced in our schools, because this behavior is gradually finding its way into the basic school system as well. That's abhorring. Thank you very much, Anna. And we also have this one from Sherry Giovanni. Sherry Giovanni is also an educationist, so a good one as well. Thank you for watching always, Samuel. The incessant attacks on teachers is increasing and is now becoming the norm. It beats my imagination why a student under a teacher's tutelage will attack that very teacher. The GES and other stakeholders must know that since they can't put in place measures to stop these hooliganism and then gangsterism, the teachers will also start protecting and defending themselves, and they will see to it. They will see who will win at the end of the day. So we never did these to our teachers, Sherry says, when we were in school. And so doesn't expect this to be happening as well. And this one also is coming from Pete Tinge. Pete Tinge says, good morning to you, Pete. It's been a while. He says that the constant attack on teachers being reported by the media is not only a concerning one, but also talks about the decay in morality in our society, where young people just don't see any way to observe any modicum of respect towards teachers. More importantly, we relaxed the rules over the years, making parents and students more powerful, where they cannot be repeated, they cannot be disciplined. As a result of that, the teacher has been sidelined, and that is why we have the situation. This one is coming from Nyasa as well. That is Xavier Nyanyovonyasa Avedakwa says, this indisciplined attitude by students is becoming something else. I believe the way the students were emboldened since the inception of the free SHS program is something we must have a real look at as a country. Similar attack happened to a colleague teacher in my school in the past. Personally, I find it difficult visiting the school premises after school hours due to the nature of the disciplinary situation of our students nowadays. Let us relook at the disciplinary actions and codes so that this could be resolved. We have another caller. Good morning. What's your name? Where are you calling us from?
Good morning, Rolly.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What's your name?
My name is Don Shatarati, calling from Ashaima.
Yeah, Shatta.
Don Shatarati, calling from
Don Shatarati. Please go ahead. Don.
Wow. I also want to first say good morning to you and
good morning. Thank you for calling.
Well. Yeah. Really, what I have to say is this is becoming way too much. I have also been in school. I've been in Saito. I attended Ashama Government number 5. Back in the days, we had Zongo communities around us. We had people coming from all sorts of areas to attend school.
Yeah.
We had big boys who were older.
Yeah.
But these attacks never happened.
That's true.
It never happened. Really, and I want to say, this thing has started from our parliaments. Our ministers fighting on national television is serving as an example for these students to also work on or to look at. What example are we setting for our future leaders? If these students or these children should be attacking elders, one thing I want to ask, can you attack your father or your elderly uncles at home like this? If no, then why would you do this? Really, I think they need to be disciplined. And coming back to it, I think this whole caning issue needs to be reintroduced. Even the Bible says, you spare the rod, you spoil the child. And really, I think this caning incident needs to be reintroduced in school. It puts some level of fear into the kids to respect and obey and be directed and guided by their teachers.
Okay.
If you tell the teacher not to discipline your word, and when it's being done, and you come to the school to insult a teacher or to attack a teacher, you are grooming a hooligan who is also coming back to you at the end of the day to deal with you, that same parent, in the house one day. That same child, you are protecting against the teacher from shaping that child into a good future leader who will one day attack you and descend on you the same way you were stopping, the teacher was stopping that person. Really, that's all I have to say. Thank you very much.
Charlie Don, thank you very much. And Don also contributed to this. So we have this one from Paul Doyle from Wild West, who says that I have been teaching for the past 19 years. The main reason why there's indiscipline in our public schools is the removal of punishment from the guidelines. It should be brought back. Teachers should be allowed to punish freely without fear or favor, but of course, with some guidance. Paul Doyle giving us that as well. We have another caller. Good morning. Thank you for joining us. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning. My name is Bromsey, speaking from Trifopraso.
Trifopraso.
Yeah, Trifopraso.
You said the name was Bromsey?
Yeah, Bromsey.
Okay, Bromsey from Trifopraso. Please, go ahead.
Okay, good morning to you, Roland Kopo with Cookie Cheese. I would like to add my voice to what is going on. Roland, the truth of the whole matter is that if you are living in the country where it looks like the power to punish students are being taken from teachers, definitely the table will turn. And you know, when the table turns to, the students rather will be punishing teachers. Yeah, that's exactly what is happening, because it looks as if instead of dealing with recalcitrant students in our school, it looks as if the power to do that has been taken from teachers. So the students have started punishing teachers instead. So I think there's something that, honestly speaking, I personally, is a worry to me. So I think the GUS, they have to man up and make sure this problem is being solved, because it's like you put a threat even on the teacher standing in front of the teacher. So even when it happens like that, if a student does something which is wrong, which under normal circumstances you need to execute some punishment because of the fear, you can't do that. So there's something that, I mean, if truly they can come out to unravel this situation, I think it will help the teachers to even give up their best whenever they are standing in front of students. Thank you very much.
Bromsey from Trifopraso, thank you for the call. More comments coming through. I'll apprise you of some of them, but in the meantime, we have another caller. Good morning. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning. I'm Jacob. I'm calling from Navrongo.
Navrongo. Please go ahead, Joe.
Please, there is one important thing that I want to talk about happening in Upper East. We saw what was happening to teachers. And I think we have never heard a teacher refusing to go to school to teach. In Upper East, there was a police officer who was attacked by armed robbers, and then all the police decided to abandon the barriers, and now the crime has become too much for the Upper East here. So we are appealing to the IGP to reinstate, to call the police back, to come and monitor, look at what is happening in the Burkina Faso. These criminals can easily pass through with their ammunition and other things to our border and interfere. It's a dangerous one. Besides that, what I'm going to say about these teachers and students in the school issue is that they was essential to put their hands off from education activities. What is happening? If the NGC government want to put his foot down to introduce disciplinary measure, you see the other side will take opportunity of that and inciting. You are making to students, you are doing this to parents, and all doesn't help the development of our education. And this laptop that the tablet that they are giving to, I'm a teacher, these tablets that they are giving to the students, it is causing a serious chaos in our institutions. You go, students will be teaching, students will be using it with watching pornographic things, videoing teachers teaching, stealing and fighting and all that. When you are going to talk, the authority will be attacking you. So, left up to me, I would say that they should study whether the laptop and the tablets is helping the students to study how their performance will be at the end of their exams. If there's any positive in this, fine. But NDC government should stop. It should distribute for the first years that are there. It is causing a big problem to us.
Very much, and thank you for the call as well. So a number of you have also sent some messages. I see Majina and all that, but let me just go to Courage Kotoka from Anglonga Lashibi, who says, I'm a teacher and a headmaster. Student attacks on teachers are unacceptable and harmful to the school environment. Such behavior undermines discipline and creates fear within schools. I respectfully appeal to government to restore the necessary authority to schools and teachers to enforce clear disciplinary policies and protocols and provide proper guidance to students. Students who engage in violent acts against teachers should also be made to face appropriate disciplinary measures in accordance with the guidelines and the law. When necessary, law enforcement authorities should also be involved to ensure accountability. And that's it as well from Courage. And we have this one also from Empress, who says that they need to be taken to the Akoraboni school for punishment, where they'll be dealt with. Although you want them to be dealt with by the juvenile justice system. That's what you're saying. Please, you're also saying we should wish your little girl Perrette Yaira of the Youngsters International School happy birthday. So Perrette Yaira of the Youngsters International School, today's your birthday, and it's from your mom as well, who is wishing you all the best, Empress One. So wishing you all the best, okay? And more comments coming through. Stephen Peng has sent us a message from Wa. Good morning to you, Mr. Peng. And he said, several years ago, several years ago, we were grown more than these children who are in SS today, but we never molested our masters, okay? I understand now. Why today, with these kids, we have over-relaxed the rules to the extent that parents even visit the school to warn teachers who punish their wards. These must stop. That's from Mr. Stephen Peng from WA. Okay, and more comments coming through. But we've been joined on the line by the General Secretary for the National Council of Parent-Teacher Associations. Okay, Gapson Kofi Raffle will be joining us very soon, but we have a caller on the line. Good morning to you. Thank you for joining us.
Hello?
Good morning. What's your name?
Yeah, I'm Abbas.
Abbas, where did you call from?
Yeah, calling from Navrongo.
Oh, okay, Nav. Please go ahead.
Yes.
What's your contribution on the subject?
Yeah. I'm calling from Navrongo. My contribution is see, I don't blame the students. I blame the parents. I'm not blaming the teacher, I'm blaming the parents. Yes, because if the children do something, the mother or the father will follow up. Yes.
What? Unfortunately, you are listening to
the students to the school in front of.
Unfortunately, you are listening to yourself on the television, so please make sure you lower the TV or just talk. Just make your contribution known, okay? Don't listen to yourself. Hello?
The parents will follow the student to the school, and in front of the student, he will be abusing the teacher. So what do you think the student will do? He will respect the teacher.
All right. Thank you very much as well. Prince Henry Kofodia says we must blame the past government for the indiscipline we're seeing now. The past government messed up our educational system all because of political reasons. Well, the new government also then needs to improve. All right? Prince Henry Kofodia. Okay? If you blame the past government, so the new government is in now, so they need to institute measures, okay? Prince Henry Kofodia, wishing you all the best for the day. And then Megina Kwesi has sent along, I'll read that in a bit, but we already have another caller. Good morning to you. What's your name? Where are you calling us from, sir? Or madam?
Good morning. This is Sani from Wali.
Oh, Shani, please go ahead, Sani.
I want to greet you good morning. And then Kukiti, I wish her easy recovery. She should get up and come tomorrow. Okay. So I want to say that I'm very happy that the GS has launched investigation into this matter. Because these attacks cannot just continue unabated. It is not the best. It must end at a point in time. So we want to make sure, they want them to make sure that the culprits are punished so that it will deter others who will also want to do same. And you see, I want to blame the curriculum, the change of the curriculum. I think that was somewhere 2017 or 2018 when they changed the curriculum. And that curriculum was intended for me, to strip the powers of the teacher and then what? Give powers to the students to do whatever they want. Because it was then that they said that teachers should not discipline the children anymore, that we should negotiate with the children. So it gives the children or the students the free will to do whatever they want. So the only benefit that teachers got from the curriculum change, was change of names. You understand? So they said that the teacher is now more called a facilitator. You understand? The head teacher is now called CEO, Chief Executive Officer. And then the safety supervisors, we used to call them safety supervisors. They were changed to call school improvement support officers. And that's all. Their salaries still remain the same thing. Those teachers cannot even put up a two-bed, building. You understand? The salaries cannot even take us to the end of the month. So you see that the teachers is no more value. And then the students, they see all these things. You understand? So at the least provocation, the children will want to punish the teachers because they don't even value us. We don't have anything. We come to school with motorbikes. Same as applies to some of the students. They also come with motorbikes and all that. So I want to urge on the government. You see, the only thing that they can do to make sure that teachers are able to do their work is to
improve upon our condition of service. I think that is the only thing that they can do. Other than that, it's not going to help. The children will never respect us. And I also want to add that, you see, sometimes these teachers were our own enemies. Now the ministry has launched the investigation. Sometimes when they do this thing, the teachers will go behind the ministry and the GES to settle the matters, with the perpetrators. And that is not good. They should allow the matter to go to the court so that whoever committed this act will be punished. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you as well. So we already do have the Parent Teachers Association, the General Secretary of the association on the line, Raffle Kofi Gapson. Good morning to you, Mr. Gapson.
Good morning, Roland, and good morning to you.
Yeah. So do we still have a PTA? Is it in the form and then the object for which we used to know? Because we know that the parents took over the Parent-Teacher Association, so to speak. I mean, they became the dominant parties there. So what's the deal now, especially in relation to the phenomenon of indiscipline in schools?
Well, let me be first to admit that the fact of the matter is that government is beginning to be more collect than the Pope. Issues about PTAs are basically both parents and teachers collaborating to make sure that we have safe schools, communities. We also make sure that the schools doesn't just exist in a vacuum. Both the parents and the teachers will make sure that we can sanitize the space and make sure that students get the best of attention and collaboration in terms of teaching and learning and facilitation of it. The PTA that we used to have, that nomenclature is no more what it used to exist. And I always begin to wonder why government thinks that it has to control every space. We keep on insisting that, yes, the parents don't exist in a vacuum. You see the individuals. In every community, there are leadership. So the PTAs should have a leadership, both at the national level up to the school-based level. So if there are issues about policy concerning parental-teacher collaboration to make sure education is getting the best attention, that space must be properly regulated and make sure that when they are going to make some rules or regulations or policies to see how best disciplinary issues can be improved, it should not be only the teachers and then the practitioners of education should go and sit in one room to go and do something and come and put it on us. We should all sit down and look at it. I always keep on saying that the Bible keeps on saying that we cannot spare the rod and spoil the child. When we're schooling, we got to know that any child who misbehaves must be disciplined, and the cane was part of it. When it's necessary, it is being used. But these days, what do we see in the space? The name you said it was PA. It was not we, the parents, who decided to make it PA. It was a government policy which was wrong, and government didn't have that right, but it tried to exert it on us, and we fought it, thinking that this government, which has also come on board, would look at it in the best interest. Yes, they just restored the name PTA. But as to whether we are collaborating to make sure that the PTA becomes very effective in the schools, it's another matter altogether that we have to have a conversation. This thing we are discussing, just about 2 weeks ago, I was on agenda, TV3 with Beatrice Edu.
Yeah.
And then we discussed this thing extensively. To be very honest and candid with you, when I heard the Minister of Education, the Deputy Minister of Education, my good brother and friend Clement Park, speaking to the issue and saying that parents should try to discipline their students, I was just asking myself that, will the parents sit in their homes to discipline their students? We need to sit down together and have a national forum discussion on these issues and ask ourselves, how did we get here? Which foreign policies that did we put onto ourselves at the expense of our culture ethos and how we used to manage our schools previously? I keep on saying that the schools belong to communities. It's not only for government. The schools are called government assisted. They are not government funded schools. If a school bears the name Atebu Senior High School, or probably Kwame Danso or Kajeji or any community you can mention in Ghana, that name alone has an effect and a bearing on anything that goes on in the school, whether positively or negatively, against that community. So we need to sit down together. Besides we being as a PTA body, a national body, having our various units, we need to also get the traditional rulers, get the religious organizations, the leadership. We should all go and sit down around the table and have a frank conversation. What is going on in government schools or public schools that is not helping in terms of policy direction and coordination to ensure that discipline is enhanced? For instance, government comes out with a policy that they've designed a code of conduct for students. In doing that code of conduct, a very fine and very nice document, I've gone through it back to back. But going through that whole document, there was no space there. Then you could see that the PTAs were consulted. So you could also see that the Ministry of Education, the Ghana Education Service, and then their staff, together with the teacher union, the teacher unions are technically staff of the Ghana Education Service. They go and sit down and do something, come and put it on us. And some of the things they've done there, and some of the punishment they've put in there, we don't think it's the best way to handle some of these issues. And we keep on saying that, look, we will not allow government alone to try to be more caliphate than the Pope. We will not allow that. That's why we are with government in court, trying to say that, look, you cannot do guidelines to regulate PTAs. At best, we could have sat together and look at how we can fine-tune the best modus operandi to make sure that the PTAs can be there to support the schools to work and work better. We are not only in the schools to be listening to lamentations. Every day we've been discussing this thing. Let's go beyond this radio, TV discussions. Let's go beyond the speeches and then the press conference and then the releases. And let's go and sit down, get traditional rulers, join us, get religious organizations, join us. Let's sit on the table, look eyeball to eyeball, and look at whether there are policies of government which are foreign, that does not inure to our systems. Because our system here is not like the foreign countries, where, excuse my language, before this violence will occur, you could have had security cameras monitor a lot of things around that area. So these things that have happened in this particular school, I think the attack is an external attack. But what are the underlying causes to this attack? Unless they said they set up a committee to investigate. And in that committee, we are not involved. At least we should have had a voice there to be part of that discussion so that we can also understand some of these issues better. We also sit somewhere and we are looking at it from a different perspective. And at the end of the day, merry-go-round, this thing has become an annual ritual. Every year, it goes back and forth, back and forth. And I'm so surprised that you can go and check. Always between the month of January to March, every year, you hear these things happening. If it's not students going for sports, and then probably it's a community against another community, it's something else. So I think that we need to look at this conversation better. And TV3, as one of the biggest platforms, you can push the frontiers for us to engage government and have a very frank conversation to see how best, if they were part of KPIs of heads of schools, KPIs of PT executives, KPIs of probably the minister, that look, one of the president's directives is that when we see that you're in that your space, every year there's violence here and then, you're not on top of the issue. Let me give you a classical example. There's a document with the Ghana Education called EMIS, Education Management Information Systems. Every year, every now and then, they ask for information for us to update the teachers and the PTAs to update them about happenings in the schools. But in that space, there's no any information about violence or any other what are the underlying conditions in those schools that can lead to violence or trigger conflict and other related issues. All these things must be properly reported. And when the police do their investigations, we don't hear what comes out of it. Unless what happened and then the court had a ruling and then we're all happy about the punishment. So we think that we should do more than this.
All right. Rafa Kofi Gapson, the General Secretary, the Parent Teacher Association of Ghana, thank you for this contribution on the subject. Says that we need to be forthright on the policy level and then the commitment also needs to be there and all and sundry by way of the stakeholders need to be involved. So I have a couple of messages before we move on to telling you what some of our clients want also you to know by way of their experiences. This one is coming from Prince Daniel York. He says, I support what the man just said. Our culture and the foreign culture would always be confusing to our children. Well, okay, we'll see how that goes. And then Aziz Dollar has also sent a message. Dr. Juliet Yayratinga, wishing you all the best for the morning as well. Great lady, getting ready for a meeting. So it also means that at least you're hiring out of the house. Bonti Benjamin says that the old disciplinary measures at schools must be restored to deter students from attacking teachers. Let's also train our wards with our ethics and not some foreign ones. Bonti Benjamin giving us those. And then also Mejina Kwesi. Mejina says that it is said that when people forget their past, they become lost. Even the Quran reminds us of the importance of remembering our values and moral foundation. In the past, we were taught to respect every elder, not just our parents, but anyone older than us. How much more a teacher who shapes our future? Today, our moral fabric as a society is weakening. It is not only students. Many adults have also abandoned respect, discipline, and humility. We are quick to copy foreign cultures, yet we neglect the values that once defined us. Our real problem is not education alone. It is morals and ethics. As a people, we must return to our senses and rebuild the values that hold our society together. And Major Nakwesi, I love this one as well. Quite very, very instructive. And then also, we'll also have to tell you about the things that are happening. And it's about 2026 being the year for you to travel, explore, and experience more. Global Wings Travel Tours, in partnership with Media General, is inviting you to experience the best of Malaysia and Singapore this April. So enjoy 9 unforgettable days with return flights, luxury hotels in Kuala Lumpur and Singapore, daily meals, visa facilitation, city tours, Genting Highlands with cable rides and inter-country transfers and so much more, all available on the trip. So the question is, why do you have to wait? Because you have to make sure that you make April 2026 a Malaysia and Singapore trip a reality. Call Global Travel and Tours, Global Wings Travel and Tours now on the number 0550 188 181 or 055 36 88 398. All right, we also have to tell you about the Nutri Snacks granola bar. Comes with all forms of nutrients, and just to keep your energy up for the day, what you need to do is to make sure that you grab a box, a pack from the nearest shop you have around you or supermarket. Granola bars giving you energy throughout the day. Now, also, if you want to look smart and fashionable, visit any Woodin boutique nationwide today. Woodin offers amazing collection of authentic African fabrics, all ready to wear, all coming in beautiful designs and colors for men and women. And with Woodin, you get to be creative and versatile with your designs. You also get to be confident and show off how truly African you are when you wear Woodin. So go to any Woodin boutique near you today. You also get to choose from their variety of trendy products to complement your unique style when you get there. But more importantly, you can also be browsing on the internet or across social media by going to search for their account and look at their offerings, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, etc., or TikTok. Make sure that you go search for Woodin Fashion, Woodin Le Créateur. And we have a couple more messages, then we'll wrap up and bring you big issues. Edem Onassis Kobe, wishing you a great morning. Aziz Donla has sent us this message. Says, GS and the ministry must reintroduce punishment into our schools, well guided, because we were caned in the early 2000s and we didn't die. Hey, boss, this is your message here. People will fight you. And then I have this one also coming from Fakaki in Wa, who says that, okay, as a teacher of standing and teaching for 30 years plus, growing in discipline of students was fueled by the MPP government, who scrapped the PTA, which led to this phenomenon. Okay, noted that. The new government also needs to make sure that they reintroduce this into our system. Very important for all of us as well. So make sure you join us on this. And then also, I have this one from Togbui Kosi the 8th, Senior Mankado of Abutia traditional area. It is deeply concerning to witness the recent attack on a teacher by one student. Such behavior is unacceptable and undermines the values of respect and discipline in our educational institutions. We're taking a break. When we come back, we'll bring you more right here on the show. Big Issues up next.
Ready for school?
Well, thank you for joining us. As always, please, we encourage you, make sure that when you're on our stream, you also get to share the interaction. And let's have this conversation dispassionately as we can. And, well, we have to introduce some of our friends right here. But let me say good morning to Alhaji Jibril of National Security, who also is responsible for security issues when it comes to the Tema Enclave, etc. Edmond Combat of the Tema Refinery, Managing Director, wishing all the best, and it's coming from Alhaji Jibril. But we're here to discuss a number of actions, and prominently, we have the jihadists, so to speak. We're told, Dr. Inisa is telling me Ramsey is telling me they are terrorists. Okay, so we have terrorists on that route, Ghana, Burkina Faso. 7 Ghanaian traders were killed, 11 injured in the process. What does it mean for cross-border security? We always know that security in the sub-region is a problem. In the broader scheme of the relationship we have with our neighbors, how do we make sure that we also strengthen our borders, especially when it comes to that end of the country as well? And so we'll be discussing that, and then we'll sneak in some subject matters related to cocoa as well. And so we'll bring that to you. But please, let me just introduce our guest for the morning. I have right here Dr. Ramsey Inusa with the United Party. Good morning to you. How are you?
Good morning, Roland. I am doing good, by God's grace. Unfortunately, I was not here when you guys discussed a very sensitive topic, but this is my remark, and I must make sure that my voice is heard on this, in my opinion. Yes, the expose. Okay. And
you want it will be a bit long. So
it'll be just brief.
Let me just introduce. Then I'll come to you. And then Fred Akbenyo, Member of Parliament for the Guan constituency. Fred, thank you for joining us. Good morning.
Thank you. Pleasure to be here. I haven't seen the whole of this year.
Yes.
Looking good as usual.
Happy New Year to you.
Many happy
All right.
returns.
And then also Kamaldeen Abdullahi, former Consular General to Saudi. He's here. Good morning to you, Kamal.
Well, good morning, and I'll be very happy to be giving the description as a communicator of the party, as the Deputy Director of Communication.
Deputy Director of Communication for the MPP. He's here. And what did you want to say, Dr. Inusa?
Roland, I think that I must say that I'm disappointed with some of the reactions from our people in regard to the scandal involving some of our women and a Russian tourist who came into this country and exploited our women through unethical means. I think that it really exposes the economic vulnerability of our women in this country, and it is time that we all sit on this table and profess solutions to how we can empower our women and uplift our women in the society. As the saying goes, that if you want to empower, a generation, you empower a woman. But if you want to empower an individual, you empower a man. We believe that women are the backbone of our society. And so anybody that undermines the well-being of our women or seeks to portray a woman as cheap, Ghanaian women are not cheap. The Ghanaian woman we know is not cheap, Roland.
What's your point?
You go out, that's what I'm saying, that you go out there today, look around the city in Accra, you see women carrying loads on their heads to make a living. You see them with their kids behind their back, struggling to make a living. What I'm saying, what I'm driving home is that we need to establish an egalitarian policy framework that seeks to empower women and also eradicates the ideology of misogyny within our society and our cultural norms when it comes to women. Our women are not cheap. And I seek to clarify this. Thank you.
Which society? Because this was perpetrated by Russians. So, but that said, we know that at least 7 Ghanaians were killed. The Burkinabe terrorists, so to speak. They say they are jihadists. You know, it depends on how you want to do the description. The ministry relatedly monitoring this, Interior as well as Foreign Affairs, and then we have Defense as well, all of them collaborating to make sure that we strengthen relations with Burkina Faso as well as our neighbors. But the Sahel in itself is a very thorny area, very volatile as it is, and it doesn't really look good. Fred Agbanyo.
Roland, thank you very much for the opportunity. Let me say good morning to our viewers, especially the good people of the Guam constituency. Let me thank the Minister of Road and Highways and the highway engineer, Malam. We had a road that is giving us a lot of headache. The road between Hoho and Sandokovi Benoit. By the grace of God, yesterday, road leader moved in and they started the reshaping. At least it will ease off the pressure that is on the motorists and all the people using the road. I pray that we are able to complete that project in record time so that our people can move their goods and themselves about without any challenge. The news about what happened in Burkina Faso, I heard the news, I think, was it yesterday or 2 days ago, and it was heartbroken, that our mothers who have just decided to go and trade, will not return home because some persons have pounced on them. We are told the vehicle they were sitting in was set ablaze, and then 7 of them were burned beyond recognition. Others were injured and all that. I think it's a very, very pathetic situation, and we have to commiserate with their families and empathize with them and ask them to remain strong. The minister has informed us that the embassy in Burkina Faso is trying to get involved. Unfortunately, to even get to the scene is becoming a problem. But the Burkinabe security has assured us that they are going to do everything possible and assist those who are still alive to be able to make their way to the embassy and eventually return to Ghana. What is happening in the Sahel region, I dare say it is God that has saved us as a country, and also the fact that our security intelligence have maybe lived up to the task. Because right from Mali to Niger to Burkina Faso, it's been like this for several years now, all the way even up more. It's been like this for several years now. And sometimes you sit back and ask yourself, what is that we have done right that they have not been able to penetrate our country? We have picked some intelligence where some persons have disguised themselves. They enter into some of the communities around the border area. They settle in. Sensibly, I'm sure they're trying to spy and see how they can strike. I think our security has done quite well in picking the intelligence and protecting the territorial integrity of this country. One of the things that a lot of us have been advocating for, Roland, is that you don't create that conducive environment that some of these agencies may want to leverage on. When we have internal issues, we are fighting among ourselves internally. Oftentimes, they want to form alliance with you, take advantage. They will come and resource you so that they can also move in. But this far, we'll be able to manage our affairs. But Roland, even as we discuss this issue from the security, perspective, the first question is, what took these women there? We are told these are traders who go there to go and buy tomatoes.
Yes.
They go there to go and buy onion. In some cases, to go and buy contomere, Contomere.
You did mention cocoyam leaves?
Cocoyam leaves.
I see.
If you have ever been to the Paga border, you see the kind of things that are brought into the country on daily basis. Every morning, you see empty trucks going to Burkina Faso with these wooden containers in which they keep some of these items. They move in numbers. Then towards evening, you see them returning with tomatoes, with onions, and you watch as a Ghanaian. And sometimes it is so pathetic, so sad, that you live in a country like this. Look at the arable land that we have. The black, the white voter to the lake flows all the way from Upper East, virtually cuts across the entire country, empties into the sea at Ada. Why should a country like this move to a more desert country to go and buy tomatoes, to go and buy onions, right? And this is a conversation we have had time with that number. And you sit back, Roland, this is not rocket science. As we speak right now, go to most part of Europe, go to America and what have you. It is snowing all over the place. Most of these things started around November, December. It's going to snow all the way through to April. And yet these people, the few months that they have, they are still able to cultivate the land. They produce so much food, feed themselves, and bring the surplus to us in Africa. We have the benefit of sunshine. The sun is up there. The land is good. The vegetation is good. The river, fresh water is available. What at all is it going to take us to be able to produce the things we eat in this country? The last time I checked, akukonam, you know akukonam, kukulolala, I don't know about chicken, right? Almost 65 to 70% is imported into this country. It's like,
I don't understand. Aren't you inducting your arguments?
I am happy.
Because they're supposed to be akukon kite.
I am happy that.
And then the ministry
policy,
is supposed to.
I'm making
so what's your point?
I am saying that was the situation up until now. Now we have agreed that we want to introduce akukon kite program. We want to encourage as many Ghanaians as possible to be able to raise birds in their homes. Because for me, right from GSS, we knew what it means to have a pen behind your house, get some bamboos and just fence around, have your own birds in there, that you don't even need to go and buy distance. I don't know at what point we degenerated so badly that all these things now were bought. You go, somebody lives in a village and he goes to a cold store and says, I want to buy a chicken wing, I want to buy a thigh. I'm going to repair soon. I haven't eaten the whole day because there's no money to buy a chicken. This policy that have been introduced, if we can police it well and do it well and quickly put a system in place that when these birds are produced, somebody can move in there and buy it off the people. You know, it will motivate them to want to do more. But when we have a situation where they have produced a birds and nobody is buying it, then it will demotivate them to want to, you know, continue. So I'm sure the ministry is fashioning out a program where quickly we can move in, we buy, we process, then we can supply. Let me conclude on this issue that maybe these are mothers, 7 of them who have died, and those who have been injured. Just maybe, if we have been a little bit responsible as a people and we have done our things well, maybe they wouldn't have gone all the way to Burkina Faso and beyond to go and buy tomatoes for which they would have lost their lives. These are things that we can cultivate. Go to Oti, vast lands, all the way to the Savannah area, all the way to the Gonja land, northeast, upper east, upper west. Look at the upper west. Look at the land available. Very, very fertile land. Go all the way to Bonahafu region. Almost every part of this country. See, where in Accra, even your house, if you put plantain over there within a few months, you harvest it. If you put tomatoes in your tomato seed in your flower pot, it will germinate, it will grow. And so, what does it take? What does it take? I again sympathize with the bereaved families. We are told that the people have not even been identified now. As of now, we don't even know who the 7 people are. And so they are now trying to identify who they are. And so if you're in a house, you're a son, you're a daughter, and your mommy informed you that I'm going to Burkina Faso to go and get food stuff and come, and you hear news like this, as if your mother is dead or not, it's one of the injured people that has not come. So you can imagine what the family is going through around this time. I think it's worrying. Let's see how we can turn this challenge into an opportunity and do our things well locally so that some of these things are avoided. Let me also, again, encourage our security services. This far, they are doing well. Let's try as much as possible to make sure that we don't allow these people to enter into our country. It becomes very, very problematic when state security loses control and some of these terrorist groups become so powerful. You know the story about the Boko Haram in Nigeria and all the things that are happening. We are told that the Americans have moved in to try and give some support and assistance. if the Sahel region require any such assistance, I think we should be able to move in, all of us. And that is why some of us believe that we need Africa Military Command. As a sub-region, we need our own military command where we can assist each other in times like this, where these terrorist groups don't take advantage and kill innocent people.
Dr. Inusa, at the end of the day, it talks completely about the instability in the sub-region, for which the heads of state should ideally be very frontal in dealing with it, because that's at the heart of the conversation, protecting the rights of citizenry. And those rights of those citizens then will have to be taken up by those leaders if they deem it fit, because it's a sub-regional body. And at the end of the day, irrespective of whether it's volatile or not, I mean, the rights have to be protected. Is that not the case?
Absolutely, Roland. I must also clarify one thing here. And I think that the Ghanaian media space has been very matured in the kind of words they use to describe these terrorists. There is a modern neologism for jihadism, right? And once you say jihadism or jihadists, it tends to quell a Muslim who is a militant and all that. I think that we should not confuse that. These people are terrorists. They are not jihadists. And it has nothing to do with jihad. And I know my learned brother here would concur to what I'm saying. This is an act of terrorism which has nothing to do with religion. So I want us to establish that fact going forward. Roland, let me use this opportunity to commiserate with the families of the bereaved and to send my condolences to them once again for their loss. It is quite sad that we woke up as a country to hear this news, that our mothers who are petty traders, trying as much as possible to bring food on the table of most of us, have lost their life in trying to do so. The current situation in the Sahel region is nothing to write home about. We should not forget that this issue is as a result of the Western hegemonic system. People might argue or counter-argue to what I'm saying, but the fall of Gaddafi, Muammar al-Gaddafi, contributed to this menace.
The fall of Gaddafi?
The fall of Gaddafi contributed to this menace.
Exacerbated the situation.
Absolutely.
With arms being...
Exactly. Muammar al-Gaddafi and his Libyan army created a buffer between the north and the south. And until the fall, we didn't hear anything of such, even in Mali. But unfortunately, we have to deal with this situation. I want to commend the President of the Republic of Ghana for doing one thing, creating a liaison between Ghana and then the Sahelian states. Because, Roland, these are matters of security here. If there is a blockade when it comes to communication and there's no bridge to discuss these matters and share intelligence, it becomes an issue. And that is why I think that the competent person he has appointed, Colonel Bavulelati, to be the liaison between Ghana and then the Sahelian states is absolutely perfect. And we need that at this dire moment. Now, the issue happening in Burkina Faso, I think that we should not sit in Ghana and think that we are safe. This is indeed a signal to tell us that we are not safe.
That is closer than we think.
It's closer than we think. And they are expanding towards the southern aspects of the Sahelian region. And they are going to get to our border towns. Already, we've had news that some of these terrorists have crossed our border towns and they've settled there and they are even selling arms in Boku. We've heard of all these news. So it is about time we put in preventative measures in place. We retool our Ghana Armed Forces and Air Force. I do not think that we have the adequate air power when it comes to our Ghana Air Force. We have to be honest here. we do not have that air power to combat these terrorists, indeed, if they come into our country. And so this is an opportunity for Parliament to see how best they can look for the money to retool the Ghana Armed Forces. Our national security apparatus also have to be retooled. If left to us alone, I would want our borders between Ghana and Burkina Faso, Ghana, Togo, and then Ghana, Ivory Coast, to have these scanning devices so that we can scan each and every vehicle that comes into this country to know what is inside. Now, the issue about why this woman went to Burkina Faso in the first place was to buy tomatoes. Now, the 5 northern regions in Ghana has more arable land to feed the whole of West Africa. Roland, the 5 northern regions in Ghana has more arable lands to feed the whole of West Africa.
That's in the textbook. In reality, it hasn't happened.
No, but I'm saying that because we haven't had the political will to ensure that agriculture, we have a form of agricultural revolution happening in the 5 northern regions. The previous administration talked about the Poalogo multipurpose irrigational dam, which was a very important infrastructure to the northern region to help with agriculture. What happened of it? They talked about planting for food and jobs.
But the previous administration has been well over a year gone.
Roland, I am hitting on something. We will come into today's contemporary issues. But I'm saying that the previous administration had all these policies in place. They had this opportunity to change the fortunes of this country when it comes to our agricultural sector. They even had a policy, planting for food and jobs. Yet still, we did not see that. Our women still went ahead to go into these war-torn regions and these very insecure regions to procure food items and come and sell into our markets. This current government has come into this, come into the office, and there's a lot of expectation. But 1 year down the line, we're yet to see a policy that would boost agriculture in our 5 northern regions so that we would be able to decrease the importation of food from these regions.
It doesn't take away the subject matter of the terrorists, as you call them, along the routes.
Well,
because irrespective of where we're not an island, so we have to trade. Is that not the case?
Absolutely, but again, I mean, we have more arable land, right? So if we put in the right infrastructure, and put in the right policies. For example, I mean, we have even said in our GTP that no country on the face of this earth would survive in terms of commercial farming with a double-digit interest rate on loans. No farmer can survive with that. So that is why this should be an opportunity for the cabinet and then the Ministry of Finance together with the central bank to bring about a concessionary loan facility to support our farmers who want to engage in commercial farming so that we can be able to reduce the number of food items that we import. Tomato it doesn't take anything to grow tomato here. I hear that the Tamawa refinery is back on track and is processing crude oil. As a byproduct of crude oil is fertilizer. And we know how Nigeria is making it big in the global stage when it comes to fertilizer. So Tamawa refinery should also look at how best they can also have that portfolio so that they can be able to support our farmers locally, you know, in the supply of inorganic fertilizer so that we can boost our agricultural output.
Kamaldeen, the jihadis or the terrorists as they are described today, and it looks like the inactiveness of our government in the sub-region to be able to deal with them, and there are doorsteps, Kamal.
Well, you see, Roland, good morning to you, and good morning to Doc, as well as my brother, Honorable Agbanyo. And to your viewers out there. I think this is my first time.
Since the boycott?
Since the boycott. And
welcome back.
I pray and hope that the reason why we all had to depart from each other would not occur again. And that we move on in unison as a people to help develop this country. Roland, this issue about terrorism, let us not create the impression that it just started yesterday. As a result, some women, have been killed who are citizens of Ghana. I recall not too long ago, BBC reported that our territory, stood the risk of being attacked by terrorists some time ago. I recall when reports came under the administration of Nanado that some Islamist group were invading some parts of northern region, and it took the Honorable Kandapa and his team to work that out. I recall when we had reports that from La Côte d'Ivoire, between Ghana and La Côte d'Ivoire border, in the north, there were some reports of terrorists coming in, as it were. It tells you that this is a matter we must fight head on. If you take Burkina Faso, Mali, Niger, Cameroon, Nigeria, fortunately Senegal, fortunately Ghana is not mentioned. They are all having to deal with this insurgents. I think that it is something we really must fight against. And we will lose it immediately we introduce that bit of religion. That is why I want to side with my brother's comment that, look, the reportage of same must actually be quelled towards terrorist attacks.
That's right.
And every single person who is fighting it must know that that individual who is doing that is not linked to any religion. Why? People use names.
Even though they come in the name of religion.
KKK happened in the US some time ago. And what happened? It was religion. Ireland, there were attacks. It was religion. Nobody will say because of that Christians, with the greatest respect, are terrorists. Look, Islamist groups that come out to do this are not Muslims.
That's right.
Let's attack the individuals. That said, I think Ghana should actually be praised a bit. And he cited the gesture by the President of the Republic of Ghana, John Dramani Mahama, for appointing the Venerable Colonel Bevlolati to deal with the Sahel region, as it were. I believe this forms part of the efforts. Insecurity in the sub-region affects all of us. And I think that when this happened, whether MPP or NDC, let us look at it as an act of insecurity that we must all contribute to ensure that it is nipped in the bud.
If you read the literature, whether it's from the UN or from the United States and their departments, and particularly you look at what the information is, especially those rebels from Chad, they get into northern Nigeria and that aspect of West Africa, they somehow tend to have a trickle effect into us.
Absolutely.
To the point that even sometime about a year or 2 or 3 ago, some military personnel of ours who were deployed to Boko, Garu, the Misiga border, it said some of those miscreants who were perpetrating the crime by killing others were using MG3s as well as other sophisticated weapons. Certainly not supplied by anyone in Ghana. And so it means across border. Now, how should ECOWAS deal with this, knowing that it doesn't only affect one country, but there has to be a solid united front towards this?
A very good question and a very good angle you have introduced into this conversation. ECOWAS. Where is ECOWAS now? Out of ECOWAS, we now have the Sahel region. We have broken away. So how are we collaborating after the breakaway to ensure that we are all safe? It is very important. That's why we commend John Dramani Mahama for what he did. Equally, we commend past government for they actually watching closely the happenings around those borders. I remember the Akufo-Addo government had to institute what we call see something, say something, as it were, to augment the operations of the national security, as it were. So I think that, yes, the ECOWAS has a duty look, irrespective of your whatever interest in terms of your sovereign arrangements, but a collective duty in the sub-region is supposed to be on us as a people to ensure that some of these things, nefarious activities, are actually fought. Now, the other angle, which my brother espoused, and of course, Honorable also espoused, agriculture. The main reason why our women suffered this, and rightly put by Doctor, with all the arable land that we have, with all the policies that we claim we have, what have we done? Rhetorics? The NDC in their manifesto said they were going to build farmer center throughout 16 regions. Zero. They have not done it.
It's ongoing.
Zero. You have not done it. Ongoing, you have not seen anything. Maybe you have to show us pictures. Zero. The NDC tells us that they dumped one district, one village, one dam project, which was supposed to ensure that irrigation was given a boost. It is as a result of good irrigation that you can have tomato farming. Okay? They condemned
one village, one dam.
I'm saying they condemned one village, one dam, all right. I thought there would have been superior policy replacing that to ensure that at least we look into ourselves, what we can do to feed ourselves. My brother sits here and laments that we are importing tomatoes and we are importing some vegetables and whatever, which we could have done. He has the duty to fix it. I am happy you said, you asked him whether he wasn't indicting himself. He has a duty to fix it as a government. But I am sad. Today, the farmer, especially the cocoa farmer, is struggling. The cereal farmer up north is struggling. Rice farmers are suffering as a result of glut. No market for them. What have we done as a people to stop the importation, which my brother complains about, so that we can all resort to buying the local rice and there will not be glut in the system? So that when we enhance the activities of farmers in this country, without rhetorically coming out to say we are doing something, I believe people will not travel out of the country, okay, under these hazardous conditions to bring in whatever that we want. It is not to say that we are breaking our relationship with Burkina Faso or some other country, because they also come into Ghana and buy whatever we want. I am so much conversant with that area. When you go to Bito is after Boko, Misiga border, when you pass into Bito, that's Burkina Faso, where the Busangas are. That place, I remember some time ago, terrorists even attacked them. Okay, they come in, that's where we go to buy beans and then onions and all those things. Okay, they also come into Ghana and then buy whatever they want. That relationship is there. But of course, it is important that we look into ourselves, help ourselves. When COVID struck, what happened? We were able to become ingenious as a people. We were not traveling, lockdown happened, people were able to find a way of living, find a way of surviving. I think this is supposed to be our mindset. Tomatoes, Akumanda here, Akumanda. We can develop proper tomato farming in Akumanda. Okay, what have we done about it? Government upon government, rhetorical. We all come, we talk, and then we move on. We come and put all these fine policies in our manifestos, all these fine policies even in our budgets. And parliamentarians will have to pass it, but yet nothing happened, no show. Just yesterday, sadly, I was listening to our Greek minister, who is not even aware that Côte d'Ivoire, our neighbors, who are also producers of cocoa, have even maintained the producer price for their farmers because they want farmers to actually look good and feel good. Unlike Ghana, where we have actually shortchanged them by some close to 1,000 Ghana cedis. Côte d'Ivoire maintained 3,600 plus. Unlike Ghana, where we decided we want to buy luxury vehicles, Land Cruisers, luxury pickups for officers, and have good salaries, and our farmers are rather languishing in poverty. Our own Greek minister didn't even know that when they asked him yesterday. He said, really? He is not aware. He thought the Côte d'Ivoire rather it has also reduced, and that Côte d'Ivoire is complaining and Togo is complaining of their beans being smuggled to Ghana. Rather, I was surprised. But I think that all this said, if we are able to ensure that our agriculture is given a boost, like Honorable Fred Agbano said, and like Doctor said, and like I'm agreeing with them, we all ensure that our farmers have market for their produce. We ensure that our farmers indeed have that conducive environment to farm within this country and feed ourselves, I don't think some of these things will affect us so much.
All right.
But that said, my condolences to the bereaved families, and I think that it's a national loss. The flag bearer of the New Patriotic Party, Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia, had cause to write on his wall to condole the bereaved families and also say that, look, we should actually up our game in terms of national security. It is important. The minority also have spoken through my brother, John Jinapo, who, Abu Jinapo, said that, look, it is important we collaborate with national security of Burkina Faso and other neighboring countries to ensure that some of these things are kept, as it were. I think on our part as a party, we extend our condolences to the bereaved families.
All right. And to wrap up on this subject, you wanted to add something to it. Richard Kumado is a security consultant. He's joined us. Richard, good morning.
Good morning, Roland.
Yes, so the Sahel problem and then also its ripple effect on Ghana. And Ghana generally is considered to be the beacon of peace, a haven of peace and security, so to speak. But then we have on the fringes of our borders that being threatened. What's the sort of collaboration we need to undertake? Because this one, you can't do it alone, can you?
Definitely, yes. So that is why what we have done over the years, particularly when the Sahel region decided to leave ECOWAS, as a nation, Ghana, what we have done is to establish a strategic relationship with them, and by appointing an envoy into the region. What it does is that it helps us with the Sahel region to share intelligence and to have dialogue and to have geopolitical discussions at the highest levels of political governance. Security management, otherwise, has been very challenged within the Sahel region. And because they are our closed-door neighbors, whatever happens there have a ripple effect here. We will work very hard to ensure that national sovereignty guarantees are achieved. Public safety challenges within these countries will have to be fixed, but until then, we will operate with a high-level intelligence to ensure that our country is safe and we maintain a stability that ensures that the right of every Ghanaian is secured.
If that collaboration will have to be done, how do we, and Kamal was commenting on this, so we have West African or ECOWAS former members who have now left the group and they're on their own. You are part of ECOWAS, your borders are porous, they are affected. How do you go tighten your collaboration so that security could be improved, you know, in that space?
There are various dimensions of dealing with political governance and security governance. So we have not become the source of daily living ECOWAS. We have not become a target to them in terms of political governance. We have had a good relationship with them. We leverage on that. And to say that, yeah, they may have challenges living ECOWAS, but we are not the cause. And they have not made us the cause for living ECOWAS. And that has been one of the strengths we have, and that has been some of the things we benchmark. In terms of security infractions and security breaches within these countries, our current president have done a good job. They see him as their big brother. The envoy appointed into the Sahel region is a well-experienced person who have handled issues of global security at the African Union. He knows the terrain so well. Some of us have traveled to some of these countries on frequent occasions. We can map up these countries and we can deal with issues that have an overriding effect into our country. And people say we are lucky. Their luck has helped us. But it's also to say that our security agencies have worked so hard over the years. The counter-terrorism units we have within the law enforcement agencies in Ghana have worked so well over the years and made sure that our country is protected and things of issues like the one that have a ripple effect in our country. But Roland, having said that, security management is a continuous process. So we will keep our eyes on the ball and make sure that intelligence is always made available for decision makers to make the right decisions for our country.
Okay. Thank you very much, Richard Kumado. Wishing you all the best for the day. And you wanted to say something. But Fred, let's turn our attention to Cocoa. I've seen that Cocoa Board has issued a statement. They said they have cuts, what they call cuts in salaries of management and senior staff. And in the overall scheme of things, how is that expected to do the needful impact
you see,
and ameliorate the difficulties currently farmers are facing?
Well, Roland, you see, it's not as if all of us cannot come and sit here this early morning and do the usual partisan politics and blame game and get up and go back to our homes or our offices. But how does that help Ghana as a nation to develop? Right? You have been in power before. You just left power. Now the question is, what is the trump card? In the area of agriculture, what is that we can point to today? That for the past 8 years that you were in power, this is what you did in the agriculture sector. And this is the improvement that you brought to the agriculture sector. I'm more interested in that argument than that debate. Ghana belongs to all of us. If we get it well, it benefits all of us. And that is why, in my conversation, I decided not to do those things. I was not lamenting, I was not complaining. It's not as if government is not doing anything about it. We are urging that we do more because we are capable of doing more. As a country where we sit today, if we all agree that we are an agrarian nation, an agrarian economy, then we must not just be on paper an agrarian economy, but in reality and practically, we must be seen to be so. Today, we are told that almost 70% of our population is engaged in the agriculture sector. So a country with that huge population, whereas in Europe, they are talking about 3% of the people in the agriculture sector. America is about 4% in agriculture. And more than 60 of us are in agriculture, and yet we cannot feed ourselves. It's a problem. It's a problem. You cannot sit here and blame it on one government. That point has come, all of us must come around the table as political actors who always get opportunity to govern this country and ask ourselves, what do we do? Governance is continuous. You lay the foundation, somebody comes to continue from there. We have a clear agenda as to where we are taking the country to. We have set a target for ourselves that in the next 10 years, in the next 20 years, we don't want to import rice, we don't want to import sugar, we don't want to import tomato, we don't want to import this. Then we are building a nation. And so for me, I am not interested in this blame game this morning. That is, it's not going to solve anybody's problem, right? That is why I decided to stay away from that issue. The issue with cocoa farming, we can only empathize.
I think your region, Ote region, it's a cocoa.
I'm a cocoa farmer myself. I have cocoa farms. And so we can only empathize with the Ghanaian cocoa farmer. Over the years, we've tried everything that we could to make the life of the Ghanaian cocoa farmer better. Because up until recently, Ghana's economy is largely hinged on cocoa until we found oil and all this. Cocoa has been the mainstay that has helped this country and kept this country going. When you travel to the cocoa growing areas and you look at the standard of living of the Ghanaian cocoa farmer, you ask yourself if it is worth it. And that's why some of us are not surprised that today you go back to our villages, all the young men and the young women are running away. And the people who are still tilting the land and growing cocoa are the old people. Because you look at your father, your mother, they've done this in all many years. They still sleep in apartment buildings. You know, they still cannot even buy a good shirt to wear. They still are walking barefooted. To paving your feet becomes a problem. In years past, go to Cocoa Board and go and check people who benefited from Cocoa Scholarship. There are people whose parents may not necessarily have a farm. They are the same, rich people in society who will find a way and make sure that their children are enrolled. And then the poor farmer in the village who is farming and struggling doesn't benefit. People have made the argument that even Cocoa Hospital that was built, the hospital is in Accra, when the farmers are in the village over there, how does it benefit them? A few of the things we have done, that we give them seedlings, we give them fertilizers, we do spraying and pruning and all those things that we do. Roland, it got to a point, again, sorry if I sound political about this. 8 years ago, we call them CMBs, the government buying facilities. In my area, they don't even open the offices. Nobody was buying the produce from the people. Even the few that they bought, they were not paying them. The free fertilizer that were given, the fertilizer was not going, the seedlings were not going, the pruning nothing was going. And that time that Ghana was selling cocoa at 3,100 Ghana cedis in this country, those who were coming from Togo to come and buy from our place, if you put together, they were paying almost 7,000. So as rational human beings, the Ghana government was not paying, was not buying. they naturally will move their cocoa to that area. And so in our entire area, OT, all the way towards Nkwantara, where they grow cocoa, majority of them were taking their cocoa to Togo.
To Togo?
That's the reality.
Because of?
The price.
Okay.
The price, and also the fact that Ghana government didn't have money to pay. Now the situation until we came into office.
All right, so the price was lower here.
It was far lower.
And it was more incentivized because it was
more
higher
incentivized to take it to Togo. It was more incentivized to take it to, and what the people did, you don't even have to, as a farmer, to carry the cocoa to Togo like they were doing years back. They themselves moved in, and they have their agents on the ground. They were not buying the cocoa in sacks again. They were using a lonka to measure. And some
but Fred, in that same vein, if you argue that way, now that the government has reduced price, of which they would have taken this cocoa from the farmers who till the land. They break their pods and dry it and then give us the beans. Then even if our neighbors also have an open market, if their price is higher than ours, subsequently also means that provides them with an incentive to take their cocoa across the borders.
Yeah, the sad and the good news now is that the price in Togo today is worse off than Ghana's price. The price in Côte d'Ivoire is also down.
Why?
And so instead...
Okay, so it's an industry problem.
That's right, it's an industry problem. It's a global issue because the world market price has come down. So it is not something peculiar to only Ghana.
But could
if they had maintained their price, all the cocoa from Brona halfway and they would have moved into Côte d'Ivoire. Hold it. How come they are moving their cocoa back into Ghana if their price has gone up? If they had maintained their price, we are claiming, how come the Côte d'Ivoire people are bringing their cocoa into Ghana? It is not true.
Oh, really?
I'm telling you, I grow cocoa, I live on a borderline, and I know what is going on. If you go to Togo today, their price is so low that they cannot come and buy Ghana's cocoa again. We are not saying that what has happened to us is good. Me, in every challenge, you try to find a solution, a long-lasting solution. If there is one policy government has announced that I am so happy with, and I pray we are able to implement, is the fact that moving forward, we intend to at least process 50% of our cocoa beans. And also that we are not going to mortgage these beans and go and take some money and come and use the money to pay, and then we are going to use our own resources to pay for the beans. Really, Roland, go and check these private companies that are processing our cocoa into chocolate and what have you. In years past, they have to move to other countries like Côte d'Ivoire to go and buy the beans and bring to Ghana.
Well,
they couldn't buy. They still do. They couldn't buy our beans because the concessional loans we have gone for, and we have used our cocoa as collateral. And so we couldn't use our own beans. And so we have a problem today. Question is government sleeping? No. The policies that have been announced, if you are able to implement them, medium to long term, will it help the Ghanaian cocoa farmer? Right. Yes. Will Ghana benefit from it? Yes. So we can look at the glass as half empty or half full. Where I sit, I want to look at the glass as half full, that there is a problem. The cocoa farmer is suffering. Nobody can run away from it. You go to the gold mining areas, we all know what the gold farmers are going through. That some are even giving away their farms now. They are cutting down the trees so they can go into mining. What do we do to turn that thing around? For me, processing our cocoa here, adding value. Because I read a recent document, Roland, Ghana, Côte d'Ivoire, actually we are the two biggest nations that produce cocoa globally. And our benefit from cocoa is less than 2%. On a scale of 1 to 100, we benefit less than 2%.
Of the world capitalized.
Less than 2%. How does that work? So that people who have not even seen a cocoa tree before, they don't even know how the beans is processed, are the ones who are benefiting. And we have done this thing all these many years.
Yeah. So from the World Cocoa Foundation, the capitalization for the industry is over 100 billion, and we get only 2%.
Only 2%, which is sad. And so, again, my brother and I can come and sit here and do our usual MPP, NDC politics. Today, the price has been reduced. So for them, it's a good time to do politics. Oh, the cocoa farmer is suffering. The cocoa farmer is... You can do all those things. All right. Is that the solution? Is that the solution? What was the state of the Ghanaian cocoa farmer before you left office? What was the state of the cocoa board before you left office? Is that the argument you also want me to do this morning? Is that you're going to solve Ghana's problem?
All right.
We have a problem on hand. Government has taken very bold and decisive decision. I am aware that some monies have been released. Now they'll start paying the cocoa farmers, we'll buy the cocoa beans from them. We are trying to resource all those who are going to process and add value to the cocoa beans to start doing so. And I am very confident that medium to long term, we are going to see an improvement. I'm happy to note this morning that the workers at Cocoa Board have agreed to some salary cuts and what have you.
It's management. Those who
management, of course, those who earn more.
So we have management and senior
This is
staff.
not the first time this is happening. Remember years ago, Tor, when my brother Kwame Wadaku was at Tor, was managing Tor at that point, Tor was not working. Management workers agreed to, take some salary cut so we can revive the company. I have confidence in the current managers of Cocoa Board. There are problems. You don't throw the baby and the dirty water away. Let us encourage them. Let us support them. Let's turn the system around for the benefit of all of us.
All right. At the end of the day, it's not preaching. You preach. It's nice. But at the end of the day, the farmers will have to get what they want. Already, yesterday...
Did I sound like a preacher?
Well, I wasn't making reference to you. It's just a general question.
Why was your comment after my presentation?
He's talking about the MPP and the NDC.
Okay. So yesterday, Reuters came out with a report, and it gave us a perspective, because the Reuters report is indicating that if you do a conversion of the CFA francs equivalent of what the farmers in Cote d'Ivoire are receiving, that's 3,600 within their purchasing power and then the micro and macroeconomic environment that they have. So relatively, I've seen the comparison on social media, whether that is coterminous with the purchasing power of the average cocoa farmer, also relative to what they are receiving, or also as one part of the argument. But inherent in that report is every indication that those who are the intermediary buyers, just like the way we have here, pay less to the farmers, because they then onwardly will have to also go and sell to Cocoa Board. Okay, so to their equivalent of Cocoa Board, so to speak. They are giving the farmers less. So that 3,600 per se is not getting to the farmers, because the intermediaries, now their body says that they will buy directly from the farmers. They also are indicating that they're not going to sell at that price. So now the cocoa bags are being taken back to the warehouse or to their shacks or their facilities where they store them. You clearly will find that there's an industry problem because of the price, the commodity price on the market. How do we navigate this so that we don't degenerate into a situation where we saw the farmer then will have to make a buyer decision or a seller decision? The price I'm getting here is lower. Where do I get the best incentivized price in a good market? And so I have to smuggle across the border. And we, in turn, as a country, will have to lose revenue, so to speak.
Roland, the cocoa paradox is still ongoing. And as a young man in this country, it always hurts my heart to live in such a paradox as far as cocoa is concerned. Tete Kwashi brought cocoa into this country. He has done his bit. He has blessed us with at least an industry that gives us $2 billion a year. What has that generation post Tete Kwashi in terms of leadership added to the cocoa industry? I do not think that it makes sense that, for example, the world chocolate market is worth $123 billion. Knowing very well that Ghana and Ivory Coast supply 60% of the world's cocoa beans, and we earn only $2 billion. Roland, this is beyond common sense. This is an issue, and it's a big disgrace on the face of all the leaders that have led us in this country. Okay. They should take ownership, and they should be ashamed of this paradox that is happening to us as a people. Today, they make reference of certain diseases like the swollen stem shoot disease that is bedeviling the cocoa sector. How long has this issue been relevant in the cocoa sector? It has been as anachronistic as Adam in the cocoa sector. Yet still, Cocoa Board has not pumped in money for research and development to mitigate this issue. We come to the supply of cocoa beans to our local industries. Today, how many industries that in Ghana locally that process cocoa beans, right, and even manufacture chocolate that can compete in the global stage? How many of them do we have? You go to Belgium, you go to Switzerland, they don't even have a single cocoa tree. Yes, still, they are the market leaders when it comes to various chocolate brands across the world. We, together with Ivory Coast, through our cocoa initiative that they created in 2019, have failed our various people. Because the cocoa initiative that was created under the partnership between Ghana and Ivory Coast, I was thinking that was going to monopolize the prices of cocoa in the global stage. But today, our prices are determined by either New York or London. Yes, still, we control 60%. We have the power of supply. So going forward, I think that there should be a bilateral agreement, again, between Ghana and Ivory Coast to establish an authority that would price the cocoa beans, devoid of all these shenanigans that's happening within the global market space, so that we can have value for money for our cocoa farmers. We should also ensure that not only 50% processing, but 100%. We should not export our cocoa beans in this raw form. We will force them to come here to come and process it. We will force them to come and buy even processed cocoa products from our people. And indeed, it would create an enormous employment opportunity for our youth. And it would give our farmers some form of relief when it comes to
the conversation about buying from the farmers and paying them lower than what the price was, it's a conversation that adequately hasn't been dealt with.
Yes.
Because especially the MPP, they argue that it's never happened before. Well, they need to have drastic cuts.
Yeah, Roland, the main factor that contributed to this issue is the cocoa syndication loan, which, of course, under the previous regime, at the end of their tenure, they could not raise that syndication loan. Now, Roland, listen to this very well. We go and borrow dollars, $2 billion each year, to come and buy cocoa beans that is sold in cities. When we finish and we sell it, we will have to chase dollars locally again to be able to amortize those loans. I mean, Roland, this, I mean, for want of a better word, is this commonsensical?
But that's how we've been doing it over the last couple of years. With the exception of 23, 24,
that's what I'm saying, 2024,
because of the debt exchange
program and all that, and that we were highly insolvent, so we could not borrow. Yes.
The rates were high. We could go, but the rates were high.
But we were also highly insolvent. You know, we couldn't afford for that. Roland, this is an issue. $2 billion can be raised locally in Ghana if the Ministry of Finance, together with the central bank, is able to raise what we call cocoa bonds. I myself can even purchase cocoa bonds. You yourself can purchase. Workers within our civil space can purchase it. And then the government can use these funds to purchase the cocoa locally and then export and have dollars in their reserves. So this has been a major issue. And I think that going forward, the Minister for Finance should ensure that they abolish the cocoa syndication loan.
Abolish?
Abolish it. And that is the stance of the United Party. It should be abolished.
Because the president at...
we can do without it.
At that AU interaction did indicate that we need to buy from the local market.
Exactly. So it's sold in cities.
Source the capital and be able to buy.
It's sold in cities. $2 billion can be raised locally here.
Right.
I mean, if you look at the ORCCP report, Ghana loses $3 billion each year due to corruption. Due to corruption. I even think that they have even underreported the figure.
Oral said 21 billion would have recovered.
Yeah, yes, yes, even 21 billion under the MPP, alleged by Oral. So you can imagine how much we can raise locally here. Roland, and I think that this is a time for the government to look at also the dreams and aspirations of the Ghanaian youth and entrepreneurs in this space. I have said that it does not make sense for the global chocolate market to be over $123 billion with an annual compound growth rate of 3.9%. Yet still, our farmers or the country between Ghana and Ivory Coast earns less than $3 billion a year from this. This is a huge paradox, and we need to really change that.
Okay, come on. The president at that interaction says that, you know, the collateral for the funding is the cocoa beans.
Yeah.
You collateralize the beans with the financier, buy them, ship them, and they pay you the international market price. It means that if the price is low, at the time that you were undertaking this transaction, the price was higher. But the time that you have to pay, you are paid back, the price is low. It also means it has an effect. Of course, we have forward pricing and some of those means by which we're buying at the time. How do we posit that in the forward-looking argument for the sector, while also addressing the immediate concern of the farmers, that they feel shortchanged?
Let me set off by commending, first of all, my good friend Randy Abbey for heeding to the calls of the farmers and ensuring that there are some salary cuts at Cocoa Board. Well, prior to this decision, I heard some of the farmers.
Randy is your friend?
Oh, he's a friend. I heard some of the farmers asking, if you are reducing what we are supposed to earn, what have you done at your end? When we are told that the CEO takes several thousands of Ghana cedis monthly, and other directors take several thousands of Ghana cedis monthly. That was the question posed by a farmer, a cocoa farmer. And I'm sure that question is what might have given birth to this salary cuts that we are hearing this morning. That's why I said, let me commend him for at least listening to the plight of the farmers on that score. That said, it is trite and it is a fact that La Côte d'Ivoire, who are our neighbors, who we sometimes even have meetings with as to how we can ensure the welfare of a cocoa farmer in our countries or in our various countries, have maintained the price, the producer price of cocoa in their country, while we have drastically reduced it by imposing a haircut that is so dangerous, that is inimical to the growth of the farmer, which is so bad. My brother says we shouldn't do politics. We will do politics with it. I am here to do politics, not to preach. And I'm saying that that common cocoa farmer sitting out there is watching his colleague cocoa farmer in La Côte d'Ivoire today smiling home with 3,600. And our cocoa farmer is suffering a wicked haircut from a wicked government who could have at least done better for that farmer. It's so sad this morning. Joy News reports that this year, Ivory Coast maintains 3,600 equivalent per cocoa bag as Ghana reels from 28% emergency price cut. So it is right, it is clear. Whoever tells you that cocoa, the price in La Côte d'Ivoire has not reduced is not true. In my initial comment, I cited the Agric Minister, my good brother, Honorable Eric Opoku, who said that he's not even aware that cocoa prices in La Côte d'Ivoire was maintained. And I was surprised about it anyway. Now, you see, the president made a very emphatic statement in AU or at AU or the sidelines of the AU meeting, and I could not have agreed with him the more. When he said that it is about time we added value to our beans. I agree with the president. It is. But you see, Roland, is it rhetorical? And I will answer in the affirmative yes. We have private companies in this country who are ready to process beans and sell them out, add value, but they don't even have access to the beans because of monopoly of Cocoa Board. Private companies ready, over 4 of them. Give them access to even purchase beans from farmers, add value to it, and send it to the international market for us. That will give us some more revenue as a country. I am telling you, their challenge is that they don't even have access to cocoa beans. Because Cocoa Board says, we have had some loans, we have had some contracts locked, and once those contracts are locked, we will not allow you to get some beans, and then therefore you cannot have. I think there should be an arrangement within. If, first of all, we want to encourage industrialization, and somebody comes with his money and invests in a company here, and that company needs a raw product like cocoa beans to develop it or process it and then sell out, then we tell that person that after all you have done, you still do not have access to the beans. We have had contract with somebody sitting somewhere in some country, and we want to send the raw beans to that person. Are we really thinking? I think we need to revolutionize this entire sector.
Revolutionize?
Yes. We need to. Why? Cocoa agitation did not start today. The Bafua Kotos of blessed memory, even under colonial regime, had to fight for the cocoa farmer. And they listened and did what the cocoa farmer wanted. And in fact, like you said, this is the first time we are hearing that there's drastic haircut on cocoa producer price. The very first time. And you can trace the history. When in 2017 the MPP came to power and prices of cocoa reduced from 3,000 to 1,900, we did not institute a haircut. We didn't do that. We thought out of the box, put mechanisms in place to ensure that the farmer is not shortchanged and maintained, and grew it from the 475 cedis to about 3,100 when we were leaving power. Only for those who said that they needed to deserve, or the cocoa farmer deserved 6,500, and we were that wicked, were insensitive to their plight. They came today. After the cocoa farmer listened to them, they have decided to give them a wicked haircut and brought them to 2,500 and something. And yet they say we shouldn't do politics with it. We will do politics. The cocoa farmer who is watching me today, if your father is a cocoa farmer, you are a student, your father is in the room crying because he doesn't know how to raise money to take care of you. If your mother is a cocoa farmer and you are a student in Legon, or you are a student at Dimpa, or any of the tertiary institutions, your mother is in the room crying because she's suffering a wicked haircut by a wicked government. And I think that, like I said, we need to be realistic. Cocoa farmers know, or cocoa sector knows, that it is about projections. If the price is at 7,000, is there a possibility of the volatility of it being there, the price increasing or the price reducing? It's up for you to take a very proper decision going forward. What projections did we do? What did we do? These are the questions we have to ask. So for me, what we are seeing today, the government of the day should come out and apologize unconditionally to the farmer, and then, of course, reverse that haircut to at least where it was sold, so that we know that they really care for the cocoa farmer in this country. Otherwise, we think it's not.
Kamaldeen says there's an albatross.
Roland.
They want why?
I think
let
that
No. So let's.
I think. I am the middleman in the room now.
Oh, why are you?
We are neither left nor right. That's what I mean.
It's always sad when
Yes.
you hear people from MPP.
No. I mean, Dr. Kamal, honestly speaking, I think that.
What have I done?
I think that looking at your performance when it comes to cocoa,
yes,
the MPP has no moral right whatsoever to criticize anybody. Look, in the year, the crop season 2023-2024, Roland, they projected 800,000 tons.
2020.
2024 crop season. They projected that they were going to have an output of 800,000 metric tons of cocoa. They contracted 786,672. They supplied only 432,767.
So there was a
45%.
Meanwhile, they took the money.
45 depreciation from the projected value.
The 2024 year?
2023-2024 crop season. Now, at that time too, they had a rollover of 333,767 metric tons of cocoa. And they pegged it at $2,661 at that time because of the contractual agreement they had with the off-takers. In 2024, the prices of cocoa rose to $12,200. Roland,
but that's
come on.
But that's 3,000. They supplied half of it.
But I'm saying that based on the contractual agreement and indeed his word, the wickedness of the MPP government at that time, how would you sell a commodity that is worth 12,200 at that time on the international stage for just 2,661.
What's your point with this?
If there is no wickedness, that is wickedness. You've shortchanged the country and you've shortchanged cocoa farmers. So you have no moral right whatsoever to cry about this issue. And I mean, Honorable, I blame you guys for what is happening. Because for 1 year, over 1 year now, you've not been able to prosecute any of them. For 1 year now, you've not been able to prosecute any of them in this mess. So they have the effrontery to come here or to sit on various platforms to talk about cocoa.
But the prosecution can only happen if they are liable for any offense.
Roland.
And then charges will be preferred.
Talk about even cocoa roads. Over 21 billion cedis losses to the public purse. They contracted people, gave monies, but the roads were never constructed. Till date. And I'm blaming the NDC for this because you promised us oral.
So they gave more contracts than they could raise money to
That's what I'm saying, yes. And so this has contributed a lot to the rot in the cocoa board space. And that is why we are having to discuss this issue.
Bleak picture of the functionality and then also the resourcefulness of cocoa board. It means the whole structure needs to be relooked
Of course,
at.
it needs a total revolution. It needs a total rehaul. Indeed, in the NDC's own words, a reset. But we are not seeing that because a reset starts with what? From day one, you should have had a forensic audit on the books of cocoa board.
And they waited a whole year?
They waited a whole year.
Action?
I mean, from the onset, post-transition, 7th January, you should kickstart. You have an audit on the sector. Look at who is liable, who is not liable, how much has been lost, who has taken what, and then bring them to book. But till date, we are not seeing anything, except for this matter to come up now that you're going to constitute a committee to audit the books of cocoa board. I think that this is not what the people of Ghana voted for. This is not what we want, and we want anybody that is liable or complicit in the act of corruption within the cocoa board space to be brought to book.
Roland,
yes.
I think that I agree with my brother Doc when he says that I can't blame anybody for what is happening and for the audacity that our brothers have gotten that speaking the way they are speaking. Maybe...
What do you mean by audacity?
Because the perspective, really, maybe if you have done the things we're supposed to have done when we took over office, people in NAP will not even comment about the cocoa sector at all. They would have shut their mouths. But maybe we sat back, we allowed them, and so today they think that it is okay to pontificate and rather call other people names for the mess they created. You understand? We were talking about Côte d'Ivoire, that Côte d'Ivoire has maintained the cocoa price. You see, it's that you don't understand the dynamics of what is happening in this whole cocoa business in the sub-region. What we do for our cocoa farmers in Ghana here, same is not done in Côte d'Ivoire and in Togo. The free fertilizer that we were given under NDC, the free seeding that we give under NDC, the scholarship that we give under NDC, these things are not done in the Côte d'Ivoire. They are not. So ordinarily, you would have expected that even their prices should be higher than our prices, that they'll give everything to them. Because we hold back some of the prices so we can take care of these other issues. Nevertheless, our prices have already been very competitive, and in some cases, even higher. And that's why you see them bringing their cocoa into this country. Go and check. You quoted Joe FM online. I'm quoting CTFM online. So falling global prices leave Ivorian cocoa unsold, farmers unpaid. This is CTFM online. I'm not the one saying it. So the same way we're having here today, the same thing is happening in La Côte d'Ivoire. I am saying that as a responsible government, we have taken full responsibility. We are not passing the buck. We are not blaming anybody. We are putting the necessary corrective measures in place. That the system that has lingered on for only God knows how long. Of course, go and check the history of Ghana, cocoa and everything, even the role of someone that Dr. Kwame has to play in those days for which all these silos were built. You know, at a point we were even told that cocoa beans was even bent in Ashanti region just to create artificial shortage in the world market so we can trigger the price. All these things were done in the past. Did we get the needed results? No. President John Dramani Mahama at NDC administration is saying that we need to reinvent the wheel. We need to do what we believe will benefit us and what we intend to do in the short term. Add value to our own beans. If we can ship out chocolate, if we can ship out cocoa powder, we can ship out Milo, cocoa butter, what have you, we'll be able to rake in more money, we'll be able to create employment opportunities for our people. But as long as we continue to export raw beans, the only employment you create in that sector is farming.
That's right.
And that is why to keep our people impoverished. If you want our people to benefit cocoa farmers' children to work in factories, then you must set up the factories here, process your cocoa, then we can make so much money. So, cocoa farmers, if for nothing at all, not too long ago, you were under MPP. You saw the way and the manner they treated you. The mess, and that's what I'm saying, I agree with Doc, that maybe we shouldn't have waited till now to say we are now going to do a forensic audit in what happened in Cocoa Board. If we had done that a year earlier, all this screaming and shouting, today Kamadin and MB is talking about haircutting in this country.
And I see the finance.
For the first time,
but the finance minister is also wading into this. And then I got to know apparently Cocoa Board was no more under a Greek.
It's not a finance.
But managing cocoa is a formal decision, right? It should be under Ministry of Agriculture.
It is purely financial issue more. Right, so you need to collaborate. There's a role like
financial, but you need to grow the cocoa well.
Yeah,
and,
so definitely
growing the cocoa is.
Definitely they'll collaborate. It is not going to be purely finance. There's a role I believe as a sector will play. You know,
that's the second. I also have my second round, right?
You don't
yes, you have a last one. You end. So keep all your bullets and then you blast it. Then we end.
I am saying that Ghanaians are very descending, and Ghanaians pass a verdict on you. How you manage every sector of our economy. That verdict was passed on the 7th of December 2024. It is not for you now to come and remind Ghanaians of what you could do or what you could not do. We know. Everybody knew it. We saw you in office. We have come into office. We have inherited the problem we have inherited. We are trying to resolve the issue. My only admonition is that we need to carry Ghanaians along every step of the way. We must let Ghanaians appreciate that when we came into office, this is the state of Cocoa Board that was handed over to us. This is how much money was pushed into Cocoa Board. This is the kind of investment that they did. This is the debt they have left behind. If Ghanaians had been given this information from their word go, I'm sure they would have appreciated where we are today. When we came into office, we made a price at 31. We didn't leave it there. We increased the price. Reality is that today, go and check the price of cocoa in the world market. Is there any magic we could have done to keep the price at that level? So if we said, yes, if we have a nation to build, let's reduce the price, let's be able to buy the beans of the farmers. Because if you go to my village, I was receiving calls every day. People have harvested, people have their beans in their room, nobody was buying it. You know, is that the situation we want? So we don't want to take any lessons because we don't have any to offer in any way from MPP as to how we can manage the cocoa sector. As for the, partisan politics, the pedestrian thing, he's not going to say anything again. We are finished.
Oh, no.
He's not going to say anything. He's not going to say anything again. I am not going to allow you to say anything again because you have nothing useful to say. You have nothing useful to say. Roland, let me conclude.
At least the cocoa farmer knows that. The cocoa farmer knows that he was taking 3,100. Somebody sat somewhere and said you're going to take 6,000.
Were you paying them?
The person came.
Were you paying them?
The person came. The best he could do was to add some few hundred cedis to it. Now, having done that, even that, you opened the window in August, which you claim it was an early opening, which was supposed to be in October, though, because the president had promised that they were going to increase prices. But you opened in August. Bought their beans, paid them up to November. They were not paid 2025. Even that, they couldn't pay them. Now, what triggered this had to do with cocoa farmers now complaining that, look, we have even supplied our beans, we have not been paid. Unknown to us, there was no money to pay them. Only for the finance minister to now hold a press conference, the same finance minister who stood and told farmers that we're wicked people, were insensitive to their plight, and that we needed to give them 6,000, that finance minister now comes to tell them, we will give you 2,500. And you say we shouldn't talk, and that we should keep quiet and let the farmers suffer. We will not do that.
Do you care about
if yesterday we didn't do well, as you claim, and Ghanaians punish us, the same way you have scammed them, will Ghanaians punish you in 2028? Because you have scammed them, you have lied to them, you have not told them the truth. So I am saying, my brother sits here and do the mathematics. We were supposed to do XYZ, and we haven't done this. Yes, admitted.
Great.
If the superior people have come and they want to do it, have they done it? They have rather made it worse.
So that is why
they have rather made it worse. Now he says that we were supposed to be prosecuted.
Development is a process.
We were supposed to be prosecuted. We're supposed to do what? At the end of his submission, listen to Doctor's submission. He said, look, I don't blame anybody. If you claim you're going to do research, your forensic audit is what is supposed to start to begin with. You don't wait until you cause a mess again and then want to come and do politics with it and tell people that, oh, we are now going to look into the books and then see if someone is culpable, we will hold the person responsible. Really, for me, I have always maintained whoever is wrong. If you are culpable, if you fall short of the law, let the law deal with you. We are all here, nobody, whether MPP or NDC, whoever is wrong, and the law establishes that person is wrong, let the law deal with that person. But rhetorics, this coming to do politics with it. You told us in the full glare of the media that oral that you have commissioned, oral alone had unearthed about $21 billion US worth, and that you're going to recover $21 billion to Ghanaians. Not knowing it was a lie.
They are paying.
Now, when we are pushing you, all you say is that even if I can recover one Ghana cedi, so be it. Really?
Are they not paying?
This country, we are watching and we are seeing what is happening. And I think that these people who talk so big their way to power and lie their way to power will not be allowed to continue on this tangent. We shall be on them and we shall be a proper check to them.
Kamaldeen Abdullahi, and then also Fred Agbenyo, and then Dr. Inusa. Your time is up. You wanted to...
No. What again are you going to say? I don't...
You are the last person. Please, you have a minute.
Yes, Roland. I think that I needed to add this before we close here.
Is it related to a subject?
No, Coco, yes. I believe that as a country and as a people, and if the people of Ghana are listening today, we should develop the culture of also consuming cocoa products locally to drive demand so that we can have more monies in the pockets of our farmers. And the government should also have a policy in place. So, for example, the school feeding program. They should leverage on the school feeding program to purchase cocoa products to support our young ones. And you know, cocoa has a lot of health benefits as well. So I think we should drive internal demand for cocoa products. I don't know if you had cocoa today, but I had cocoa today.
Roland,
I don't know.
Do you know how,
is this your contribution?
Roland, yes. Do you know how the MP so cocoa there?
Philip,
just a minute.
Philip is saying, please ask.
Cocoa in tankers and in paper trucks.
Okay, Philip, I've seen your message.
You know what you did.
And then also, Stella Mama G, I see your Kwame Boateng from Kede says that farmers have grown their cocoa, cultivated, dried the cocoa, bagged them into, bagged the beans into bags, sold them, and you can't pay them, and you are saying what? All right? And the Prince Henry York says that the monopoly is because the amount used to purchase the cocoa beans are tied to the syndicated loan. It will be expensive for the private company to purchase and add value. If we generate the funds locally, the companies could equally get shares and buy to the process. And says good morning to Kamal. Okay. And then I have this one also. This one is coming from Richard William, who says the politicians. Okay. I don't know whether, but are you referring to Kamal and Fred by extension? No, but they say they are neutral, so they are the middle.
You say they are neutral, are they? No, are you neutral?
Prince Henry.
We are nationalists.
Prince Henry says MPP should continue doing politics with everything. They'll stay in opposition for long.
We're here.
Okay, the voters will make that decision. So we'll see how that goes. And, okay, Jay Boateng also says that please tell Kamaldeen that my father is a cocoa farmer and my siblings are in tertiary and my father is not crying about the cement price. Okay. I have this one from lawyer Eric J, the CEO for NIPE, and it says that please tell Kamaldeen that Ghanaians have not forgotten how they treated them a few years ago. However, I have said this, and I said this a few days ago. We are sorry for the current challenges in the cocoa sector, especially for the farmers. The government of John Dramani Mahama apologizes for taking this critical decision, but we promise that after the reforms, the lives of Ghanaian cocoa farmers will be better. That's from lawyer Eric J. But thank you, gentlemen. And, well, so we're taking a break. When we come back, we'll bring you the latest Sports headlines. Please make sure that you stick and stay. Nana Gazo, you said greetings to Kamal, and then George Alote, I see you. And Neo Dick Atukwekwe says the majority of Ghanaians are happy with the government's hard work for its citizens. We must continue to encourage them. Our security should be more proactive to avoid such attacks. All right. And so we're taking a break. We'll be right back. But then we also have to tell you, if you're planning your next trip, whether it's for holidays, business study abroad, or family travels, you have to let eStores take the stress out of your journey. Now they are offering professional flight bookings, travel consultancies, and then also visa assistance and personalized travel support to ensure everything is handled smoothly from start to finish. Travel with confidence, clarity, and then also peace of mind by choosing EAS Tours. You can call them on the following line, 0243 535 778 today. You get to speak to their travel experts and agents. They provide you the best travel guidance, and then you get to start your planning. With EAS Tours, you also get to travel now and pay later in 12 months. All right, so you just have to pay the initial deposit, no interest. EAS Tours to the whole Wiase, they say. We're taking a break. We'll be right back. a serious girl. She's not a serious girl. She's been teasing.
Yeah,
she's been putting pepper in her eyes.
Yes, she has.
Yeah,
she's been doing the shoulder and everything. Oh,
yes.
it's wild.
But, you know, having this big clash also means that 2 days later, it still will have to be occupying the minds of many people. What's the latest from the camps?
Yes, I mean, it's quite significant because Hearts of Oak first winning at Babaya for the first time since 2018, also closing the gap at the top of the table to 5 points. For Kotoko, of course, they still have to decide whether to stick with interim management or to change to a new coach and all of that. And my colleague, Emmanuel Owusu, who saw the action and saw everything that happened afterwards, put together this report.
It's premier health and educational facilities and the beautiful historic story of Okomfo-Anokye. Just join us.
Hearts of Oak's long drought at the Baba Yara Stadium is finally over. The Phobians recorded a league win there against Kotoko during the truncated 2018 season. Before that, you have to go as far back as 2015. Just 15 minutes in, the decisive moment arrived. Baba Adamu rose to guide Martin Kakari's teasing set piece past a poorly positioned Mohamed Kamara and into the back of the net. The travelling supporters erupted in celebration. Hearts were reduced to 10 men during the half-hour mark, but their resilience defined the context. In the end, the Phobians not only secured a historic victory, but also ended Kotoko's 21-game unbeaten home run in the league. Head coach Didi Dramani remained composed after breaking the jinx, stressing the importance of turning the University of Ghana Stadium, their temporary home, into a true fortress as the title race intensifies.
That's why we have the structure. We will lose the ball, but we will win it back because we are in shape. So when they have the courage to do things consistently, that will help them to be able to play with confidence. No matter how, if you want to win the league, you need to win home matches. You need to be winning home matches. And that is the consistency that I keep speaking about that.
Meanwhile, questions continue to swell around Prince Yao Owusu's ability to steady Kotoko's faltering season. The caretaker coach, however, insists he's equal to the task.
It was just one mistake that causes her. Because with the goalkeeper where he was standing, he could have jumped and then patted the ball over the bar. I don't know why he was following the ball, and that causes us. Look, the way House of Folk were playing, we were playing the same too. And we were even handling the ball more than they do. So I think the system was okay. It's just a mistake. That's what it comes in football.
For Heart of Oak supporters, it was a statement win, a sign that the Continental Masters are staring again. For the Kotoko faithfuls, it was a painful reminder that the Red Fortress is no longer impregnable. On Sunday night in Kumasi, the jinx was shattered and Baba Yara was breached. Kotoko may still lead the overall Super Clash tally, 41 wins to Hearts 39. But the balance of power in Ghana's most iconic rivalry is slowly shifting once again.
Well, great match by our standards.
Yes.
And great rivalry as well. Ghana's El Clasico, you people say.
Yeah, more or less.
Derby. But on the fringes also means, so it means that these two clubs will have a go at each other again sometime. Maybe in some other competition, maybe a Super Clash somewhere, sometime. Maybe a President's Cup or something at some point in time.
President's Cup can happen, but of course they've already played a Super Clash earlier this season, plus one, so already two are gone.
So the home and away has been exhausted.
Yes.
You can go and argue with your phone on TikTok or whatever. But in England, we've had the FA Cup draw.
Yes, the FA Cup draw, which includes Manchester City, who will be facing Newcastle in the 5th round of the FA Cup. A very, very interesting one because this is one of two all Premier League ties in the round of 16 of the FA Cup, and it's a very tough one. But the likes of Chelsea, Arsenal, Liverpool have more favourable draws. Liverpool will travel to Wolverhampton Wanderers. Arsenal will play against Mansfield, and Chelsea would also be in action as well. They will be playing against Wrexham. and West Ham will play against Macclesfield or Brentford. So these are more favorable ties. It's a Man City tie that will definitely be of interest because they'll be playing against Newcastle away from home.
I see. It's quite an interesting pair. You take a look at some of the pairings, especially with the tier they're coming through, and then subsequently also what they have to do to beat the big teams, the Liverpool, Arsenal, etc. Usually when the pairings are done, for the small class, what does it mean?
It means a lot. It's an opportunity for them to face some of the big clubs in England, to see players that they've been watching on telly a lot, to try and exchange shares with them, and also to possibly make history by getting past them. You know, there are usually some shocks, some upsets in the FA Cup. I remember there were a few years ago where Wigan went all the way to the final of the FA Cup. That was a very smooth story. There was also Portsmouth going all the way, a very beautiful story as well. So competitions like these just gives a platform to the smaller clubs to also perform.
Yeah, and they sell more tickets too, more match days.
Yes.
Yeah. All right, for England, it also means that they get to have some good time.
Indeed.
They drink a lot of beer and go to the stadiums and make noise. But we have to go to the other side of Europe and close to the Mediterranean. We have Spain and Barcelona. They were in action.
Yes, and they unfortunately lost to Girona by 2-1 on Monday night. Now, they needed that victory to leapfrog. Now lost to Girona, which isn't boding well for them. Hopefully they bounce back from it. But they would
in the transition very bad, so especially in the second half. In the first half we had some chances, also the penalty close to the break. We missed it, and at the moment you can also feel that we are a little bit tired. So it's like that. We have to come back. Girona deserved the win, the victory. This is what I can say, but of course it's not the level we want to play. So sometimes it's like that when you score a goal or you get a goal, especially directly after that, you have to be 100% focused, because it's normally a lot of chances can be created, and this immediately a goal can fall. So it's like that. But at the end we are playing not on our level, and we have to come back. It's a long way till the end of the season. We will fight. So this is what I can say, and but I'm not happy with this game. Of course, I think everyone who is with.
So that happens to be Hansi Flick,
the
coach of Barcelona.
Yeah. And so Real Madrid 2 points up.
Yes,
maintain that spot.
Yes,
and then Barcelona follows.
Yes, so Real Madrid have 60 points, Barcelona have 58. And then there's Villarreal in third with 45. Atletico Madrid also fourth with 45.
Okay. But we have some mouth-watering fixtures for the Champions League.
Yes.
Tell me about them.
Yes, the playoff stage begins later today. Very crucial stage, because these teams have just one leg playoff to qualify to the round of 16. Those are the teams from 9th to 24th in the group stages who didn't make the top 8. They will be battling against each other, and these are some of the fixtures for Tuesday. Galatasaray will face Juventus. Benfica will be hosting Real Madrid. They played each other in the last group game, and Benfica won, so it should be a very interesting tie. But Dortmund will be facing Atalanta, and then Monaco versus PSG in an all-French tie as well.
I'll be looking forward to that PSG match, and we'll see how it will turn out, certainly. But wish you all the best. Where can we get the latest sports headlines?
Of course, you'll be getting all the sports headlines on social media at 3sportsgh. I'm talking about X, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and even for more long-form content on YouTube at 3sportsgh, and on the website at www.3news.com/sports.
Well, that'll be it for Sports for now. But we also have to tell you that your faves are back for another PM Extra reunion, showing soon on Adisa Plus, and all that has happened from Big Mama's house to real-life dramas, the extended moments behind the scenes, actions, and then real reactions, plenty gists are all exclusive and live only on Adisa Plus. Download the app now, get to watch when the streaming starts as always. But there are always reruns also on the app. So once you download Adisa Plus app, then you also get to find some of the best reality shows, including PM Extra, run by Media General. But we have our friends from Rehoboth Social Housing. They'll be in the studio in a bit. We're taking a break. When we come back, we'll have them. Ephraim right here, and Ephraim Nyante, how are you?
I'm doing
great.
Right.
Sales lead, sales and marketing lead.
Yeah.
And we're taking all the recognition that we need to take because it's very prudent, is that not it?
It is.
So people come in, they want to make purchases, etc. Yeah. Maybe there's an initial payment that's supposed to be done.
Yeah.
You have the right sort of financial assistance or mortgage.
Exactly.
Do you have them?
Yes, we do. Ro, good morning to you once again, and good morning to our cherished clients and then the good people of Ghana. So yes, housing is very essential, and everyone or every individual needs a roof over his or her head. And then sometimes people ask, how, when, and where can I get the money to buy a house or own my own house? Yes, I mean, it's housing, purchasing a house, you don't need a bulk cash, you don't need a full amount to buy a house. All you need is an initial deposit. So at Rehoboth, we are saying that make an initial deposit of 30% and pay the balance or spread the remaining balance for a period of 5 years. You pay comfortably without any stress. And then also, we also have the option where some of the banks we've engaged with will assist you with a mortgage. So aside the 5 years payment plan we also have a mortgage option where you are required to fulfill your part of the equity, and then the bank will finance the remaining 80% for you for a period of 15 to 20 years. Yeah, so we have the payment plan in place where we have the 5 years payment plan, and we have the mortgage options where the bank comes in to assist you with your payment schedules as well.
Okay, so the banks that you work with, they are willing to do this. Is it even for those who are in public and private employment?
For both. I mean, we don't limit it. Mortgage is for every individual. So long as you are gainfully employed and you have a stable source of income, whether you are running your own business or you are employed by the government, you are qualified. Once the bank assesses you or we assess you and you qualify, you come on board, and then you take advantage of this 5 years payment plan as well as the mortgage package that we have in place. So it's not restricted it's for all sectors. Yeah.
Okay, so if you want to start, what do you do?
So, for instance, the first step to take is we arrange for a site visit, because you need to come to the site and see the property for which you are getting. So we have the 2 bedrooms, we have the 3 bedrooms, we have the 4 bedrooms. So I'm going to touch on the 2 bedrooms, the 3 bedrooms, and their prices. So, for instance, our 2 bedrooms semi-detached is going for 675,000 Ghana cedis.
Very well.
That's for the 2 bedroom semi-detached. And we also have a 2 bedroom semi-detached. That is an upgraded version, which comes with 2 washrooms. That one is going for 850,000 Ghana cedis. We also have our 3 bedroom detached, fully detached house, all rooms and suites, also going for 1,250,000 Ghana cedis. And then we have our 4 bedroom detached house, also going for 1,680,000 Ghana cedis. And as I mentioned, all you're required to do is to make an initial deposit of 30%, and you pay the balance within a period of 5 years. The other option is to go for a mortgage. And then we also have the package for the outright purchases. Those who have the bulk cash and they want to make an outright purchase, you are not left out. We have a juicy deal and a juicy package for you. We are saying that make an outright purchase or pay in full, and then you get a fully fitted kitchen. So we are stocking your kitchen. We are providing all the appliances for you. Your microwave, your fridge, your burner, your washing machine, your extractor, all these are going to be fitted for you for free. As a matter of fact, even before you make the purchase, all these have already been installed for you. And you are also getting a free documentation. We are going to process your documentation for you for free once you make an outright purchase.
Okay, so for those who are abroad, or if they want to make contact, etc., even locally, what do we do?
Yes.
In the diaspora.
Yes. So this package is for both locals and those in the diaspora. So if you're in the diaspora or you have a relative abroad, a friend abroad who wants to buy a house or a property back home with flexible and convenient payment terms, you can let the person reach out to us. That's Rehoboth Social Housing. They can reach us on the numbers projected on the screen, any of the numbers that you see there. Once you You send a WhatsApp message, a sales representative will respond to you immediately, and then we take it from there. And also, as I was mentioning, with the diasporans, yes, they are not left out. This package, as I mentioned, the payment plan, the 5 years payment plan, and the mortgages are for both locals and those in the diaspora. Okay. And as I was mentioning, we have a package for those who want to make the outright purchase as well. So if you are making an outright purchase, you are getting free documentation, you are getting a 1-year service charge waiver. So once you make the purchase and you're going to live in the community for 1 year, you'll not be paying for any service charge. Okay. You'll be living in the community for 1 year for free.
Where are your communities located?
So this property you see is at Ayimensa. And Roland, these houses, they are ready. It's not an off-plan project. They are readily built and it's ready for moving. So it's located at Ayimensa. Ayimensa is on the Adenta, a bridge stretch. Once you get to the toll booth, the popular Ayimensa toll booth, it's just about 5 minutes drive from the main toll booth. So if you want to visit, we are open from Monday to Friday between the hours of 8 to 5 p.m. We also do weekend visits just in case you cannot come over during the week because of your busy schedule. You are permitted to come over on a Saturday between the hours of 10 to 3 in the afternoon. And then the visit or the site visit is free. It doesn't come at any cost. It's for free. All you need to do is get in touch with us and then book the appointment. And then you can also reach us on, we're on social media, we're on Facebook and we are on Instagram as well. If you want to reach us, you can call us on the numbers projected on the screen. That's 027 00 75 655 or 055 375 1933. You can call 020 682 3524. We also have an office in the UK. So for our folks in the diaspora, you can reach our UK office on the numbers that you see on the screen, and all your housing needs will be met and will be answered.
Ephraim Dante, marketing lead, Rehoboth Social Housing. Thank you for passing through the studio. My regards to Chairman Akrofi and then also Mrs. Siedu, right?
Sure.
Yeah. And then, of course, Francisca.
All right.
Francisca Chikita. All of you at Rehoboth Social Housing. We have to pop in one of these days and have some exciting interaction so far.
Glad to have you.
Right. But let me say good morning to you. Lawyer Emmanuel Paddy, great guy. Wishing you all the best for the day. And Justice Awute, you're bereaved, but don't worry at all. God is with you and the family. But we decided to put Na on a special tax, took her to an old school, Teshi, and have a great interaction and doing great corporate social responsibility and giving back to society, going back to your roots. And that's what Na did. Watch this.
My name is Na Shoko. Who knows me? You? Oh, I see you on TV. You see me on TV? What do I do on TV? Believe me. Who else? You. Ghana's most beautiful. Okay, I'm coming. I'm coming to choose who I want to be on TV. Let me look at your face. Let me see your face. Your face is Should I choose a boy or a girl? Called Patience? No. Is anybody here called Joy? Is that Joy? No, I said Joy. Is anybody here called Peace? No. Hey, all my good names. Is anybody here called no Joy, no Peace, no Patience? No. So is anybody here called Courage? Yeah. Come. see your face. You said no, right? I shouldn't take Courage on TV. So all those who said yes. Hey, some people who said no are raising their hands up. Oh. Courage, should I take you on TV? Hey, where's Courage? Come. Courage, should I take you on TV?
Yes.
Tell me about yourself.
My name is Karit Sedem.
Okay, everybody keep quiet. Courage, tell me about yourself.
My name is Karit Sedem Kojo. I am 11 years old. I attend school at Teshi Veteran Presbyterian Basic School. The name of my mother is Ellen Aku. The name of my father is Wisdom Mensa. The name of my auntie is Esina Vivi. The name of my uncle is Daniel.
Hey, clap for him. Okay, Courage. Okay, let's keep quiet. Let's keep quiet. Let's keep quiet and listen to Courage. Courage, what do you want to be in future?
A soldier.
You want to be a soldier? Wow. Clap for Courage. He wants to be a soldier. Why are you saying National Theatre? He wants to go to the National Theatre. You want to go to the National Theatre? You want to be a soldier. Why do you want to be a soldier? See, Courage, you're on TV, so you have to open your mouth and talk and let us all hear you, okay? Why do you want to be a soldier?
Because I want to be a soldier to protect everybody in the community so that they will not do bad things.
You want to protect people in the community so they'll not do bad things. That's amazing. What's your favorite subject in school?
RME, OOP and English and history.
What did you get in RME?
Sometimes 77.
77? That's really good. Okay, Courage, are you shy? A little bit? You're not shy. Okay. So I came here today to visit you specially. Do you know that? Do you know I'm here because of you?
Yes.
Are you sure you know?
Yes.
Who told you?
My mother.
Your mommy told you. Okay. So I came here to visit you specially because your teacher said you're a very brilliant boy. Can I see your face? Your teacher said you're a very brilliant boy and you do so well in school. So I came to visit you today to tell you that your parents, your classmates, your community, everybody appreciates you so much because you're such a good boy. You study hard. You don't give your parents problems. And when you come to school too, you're a good friend to all your friends. Is that correct?
Yes.
It's correct. Okay. So I have a gift for you. This is a backpack. It's a school bag, and it has inside of it. Please help us. Hold it for me, okay? It has inside it some school books. You can see we've got school books and stationery and sticky notes. They're all for you, okay? Okay, so let's close it. Let's close it. So you can put it on your back. Put it on your... Wait. Let me see if it's too heavy for you. Okay, is it too heavy for you? Should I take some out? Would you share with your friends? Who will you share with? All those who said no, put your hands down. Okay. Who are those who said no? Come, Courage, come. Okay. All right, let's all keep quiet. Courage, come and stand here. Okay, let's all keep quiet. All right. All right. Courage, this is also for you. This is a box of tissue from Flora Tissue for you. And let's put it here so that your friends who said yes can have some, right? Okay. And this is a box of Top Choco for you. No, okay, Brodo. And also a box of Indomie for you. You like Indomie, eh? Yeah. I see. What else would you like?
Cake.
Kinky. Cake. You want cake? All right. I'll come back with cake for you, okay? All right. Is it your birthday? It's not your birthday, but you want cake. So you like cake a lot. Okay. Would you share with your friends? What kind of cake do you like?
I like the cake that I want to write my name on it.
You want a cake with your name on it? I'll bring you a cake with your name on it, okay? All right. And who would you share with? Who would you cut the cake with?
All my friends.
All your friends. All right. Now, why are you raising your hands up? You want him to cut the cake with you? Yes. All right, Courage. So this is a special visit from TV3 to you because you're a very smart young man. Lift your head up. Because you're a very smart boy. And your parents, your teachers, your school, your community loves you so much. And from all of us at TV3, we want to say, keep being a good boy, okay? And keep making your parents and your teachers proud, okay? Okay? What would you like to say back to TV3?
Thank you. God bless you. Thank you. God bless you so much.
God bless you too. Now, what's your favorite song? What's your favorite song?
I don't like my song.
You don't really like songs. Okay. All right. So, everybody, a round of applause for Indomie, Top Choco, and Flora Tissue. All right. Okay. Okay. And I'll be coming back again, okay, to come and visit another one of you. So you know what you have to do to get a visit from us? What do you have to do? What do you have to do? Okay, I'll not be visiting you. Okay, what do you have to do?
Be respectful.
Be respectful. What else?
Be obedient.
Be obedient. What else?
Be honest to your parents.
Be honest to your parents. What else?
Obey your parents.
Obey your parents, yes?
To respect everybody.
Respect everybody.
You must be brilliant.
You must be brilliant.
You must run errands for your parents.
You must run errands for your parents, okay?
You must work hard.
You must work hard. And you have to be good children, okay? Okay, clap for yourselves. All right. So, Courage told us that in addition to the gifts we brought to him, he wants to give everybody breakfast this morning, okay? So because of Courage, we all have breakfast, okay? So your teacher will share it. Okay. So who is your favorite classmate? Who's your favorite classmate today? Who is your best classmate? Who is your best friend today? And on our day, when you are bringing gifts, who will you bring a gift to? All right, a round of applause for Courage. What is the meaning of Jata? And so why are you saying Jata? His Gato. That's his surname. What can you tell us about Courage?
Okay, Courage is a smart boy. He's brilliant enough, and then he's obedient too. Very humble. Good at work. I think that is all that I can see.
So how long have you been his teacher?
This the second term.
What is your name?
I'm Justin Graham.
Nice to meet you, and thank you so much for taking care of our children. God bless you. These are exercise books from Enapa and Heaven Mosquito Coil, okay? Can you carry it? Are you very strong? Okay, let me see your muscles. Let me see your muscles. Bole. Okay. Here you go. Okay, here you go. All right. So you add it to your things. So as for today, dear, you need a special car to drive you home. Or your mommy will come for you. She won't come. Okay, I'll take you home, okay? What is Valentine's Day?
Showing love to your loved ones.
I see. Okay, I have more books, so I'm going to give it to a few of you. Oh, no, that's not how we are going to do it. I'll ask you a question and you answer, okay? Question 1. What is the name of the Vice President of Ghana? Yes?
It's John Dramani Mahama.
Wrong. Yes? Vice President of Ghana. Yes?
Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo.
Wrong. Yes?
Jerry John Rawlings.
Jerry John Rawlings. Wrong. Okay. Yes?
Nana Opoku Agyeman.
A round of applause for him. What is your name? Enoch. Professor Nana Opoku Agyeman. You have 3 new books. Question 2. Okay. Question 2. What is the name of the TV station where I work?
TV3.
TV3. You have 1 book. See, the more people get the answer wrong, the higher the number of books the one who gets it correct will get. Okay? Okay, good. What is the name of Kweku Anansi's wife?
Ansoya.
Ansoya. Hey, are you sure? Yes?
Intinkuma.
Intikuma? No.
Okonoria.
Okonoria. Okonoria. But because you said, please help me. Who said Ansoya? Someone said Ansoya. I'll give you 1, okay? It's Okonoria, okay? Okay, thank you all. So I'll come back to visit another person, 1 person. I'll ask your teacher. I can't hear you. I can't hear you. I will ask your teacher if you are being good boys and girls. If you are coming to school on time, you are doing your assignments. You make sure every day you come to school, your uniform is tucked in nicely, your hair is nicely brushed. When you come to class, you keep quiet and you listen to your teacher. You do the right thing. I will also ask your mother and your father at home, your mothers and fathers at home, if you are being good at home. Because Courage is a good boy in school, but he's also a good boy at home. So if you want me to come and visit you again, make sure that you're good boys and girls, you study hard, you behave well, you don't do anything naughty. Yes. You don't do anything what? Naughty. You don't do anything naughty, okay? All right. So I'll see you soon. Very soon, okay? Bye-bye, everybody. Bye. I love you. Thank you. God bless you too.
What a surprise, all joy and excitement, and certainly one of them wanted to have a cake and look, gracious me, not delivered. And Courage, Gatoaza student or pupil and well enumerated, brilliant according to his teacher as well, got his wish. So happy birthday cake, Courage. All right. So this was delivered by now. Beautiful. He even had his best shoe, a Nike shoe, to boot. So all that was added. But let's do some birthdays for those of you who are celebrating your birthday. Also want let me say good morning to all those who are with Yakumka Travel and Tours and well in the thick of affairs of putting together great tours for those who want to go to the World Cup and then also get some outfit and to everybody else out there and say good morning to all of the great friends I have there. So we'll see how that goes. But those who are celebrating your birthdays, today is your day as well. But also, we have Tiffany Nanajua Kundria, grow in wisdom, the purpose of God for your life as well. Matron Maggie at the Shaiman Community Hospital from Gerald. Happy birthday, Matron, Maggie. Wisdom Kweku, you celebrate your birthday from your family and friends. Happy birthday to you. Kimberly Tete of Antonia Memorial School, from your parents and siblings, happy birthday. Pierrette Yaira of the Youngsters International School, God bless you. It's from your family and friends, as well as your lovely parents, especially your mom, Empress. Doris Ampa, wishing you long life and prosperity. Abigail Abuaje, God bless you. Enjoy your birthday, Abigail. Gifty G3 of Kaswa, from Chris and Benny. Happy birthday to you. Queen of Nungwa Mpo na Biotoko. You celebrate your birthday for ManU and AD. Imelda Ayerang Kelly, cheers to greatness from your mom and siblings. Joanita Brown in Tego of Accra, God bless you, from your friends and family. Happy birthday to you. Obia, the founder of Air Talk International Ghana Limited, South Odoko Estate, God bless you. Odenehon Nanechumesich of Takwa, from your lovely family and friends. Happy birthday to you, Nana. Well, the 4-day Ghana exhibition running from 19th to the 22nd of March 2026 is on. It's exploring 3 key regions. We're talking about the Eastern, Ashanti, and Central region. And here's the itinerary as part of Ghana Month. For day 1, Eastern region from the 19th of March. You also get to have some great visit to cocoa demonstrative farms, etc. on this great cocoa eco tour. You're also going to have, as part of this, some great fruit tasting of cocoa in the pod in itself. Safari Valley is next. We're going to have lunch, exotic animals, bird watching, nature walks as well. And then at the Bunso Eco Park, we have the canopy walk, the zip line as well, swings, Rock City Hotel. That's where ultimately you get to converge, dinner, there's going to be a party, and the DJ is going to be available. And this time, DJ Abiam is available for us. On the second day, the Ashanti region from the 20th of March, as part of this Ghana Man tour, we also are going to take a tour of Kumasi. Mensha Palace is going to be on the bill. Konfanochi Sword venue, Bonyure Kente, and we're going to enter Bonyure as well, and then have lunch at Lake Bosomtri. The Trident Resort is going to have us also go through zip line, hiking, and then have overnight spending time at Rich Condos. And on day 3, the Central region is where the visitation destination is, the 21st of March, Asin Manso, Slave River, Cape Coast Castle visitations, and then you go to have lunch on the coast as well, and dinner is going to be accompanied with a live band at Ridge Royal Hotel in the heart of Cape Coast. And then on day 4, again, still remaining, we will still remain in the Central region on March 22, where we're going to visit the Crown Forest, Vacation. We're going to have visitation to safari, water sports, quad biking, horse riding, archeries, pool games as part of the Sight and Sound and the Fun-Packed activity. There's going to be a tree planting exercise with officials of the Forestry Commission. And then when we finish all that, we'll return to Accra. Make sure that you're part of the tickets are available, 6,500 Ghana cedis. And then if you're going to be a couple, 5,500 Ghana cedis. And then 10,500 Ghana cedis for the whole packages for couples as well. So the registration is on. You have to call the following lines. We have 053 1100 927 and 0471 20633. Ghana Month Expedition. Don't watch Ghana. Make sure you experience it right here with TV3 and Media General. That'll be it for the morning. Thank you for watching us. And we'll be grateful. But do we have 1 or 2 other birthdays? Then we'll wrap up. Rebecca Owusu, you celebrate your birthday. God bless you. And then we do have Beatrice Lamte. Beatrice, you celebrate your birthday. I just love the style. Happy birthday to you as well. All right. So enjoy your day. We'll meet you same time tomorrow. Bye-bye.